refresh button. Ago we were posting proficiency bonus, but wait, no, yes, no, yeah, yay! Okay, cool. We are there. I can see the chat. Things are in the correct spots. So hello. Welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. We are a group of folks who like playing games together. At the moment, we're going to be playing some Dungeons& and Dragons 5th edition. And, oh, hey, 30 months in a row subscription. Well done there, Paul.
Wow.
So,
Ooh.
do feel free to hop in and subscribe and such things. Also, feel free to join us in on the Discord. That's where you can find out about the games we're scheduling upcoming, as well as the community campaign that Alex runs, where we are currently doing Temple of Elemental Evil, the Goodman's Game re-release for 5th edition, or sorry, update for 5th edition, um, which has been a ton of fun. And I've been pestering people in the Discord doing text-based role playing, and they've been humoring me, and I do thank them for that. A lot of cool stuff going on, but tonight we are working our way through Tyranny of Dragons. We are in the Rise of Tiamat. The party has just done a real good job of tracking down some of the worm speakers. Talus the White, as well as our good friend Frulum, who wanted to be the Black Worm Dragon speaker, as well as Varum the Dwarf, who was slash is the White Worm Dragon speaker. But both of those masks are not currently with them. The party had recovered the Black Dragon speaker mask. They had given it to an actual Black Dragon up in the Mirror of Dead Men in exchange for a non-aggression pact, I guess I could say, and taken over a little rundown, just a bit of a fixer-upper, keep up there where Yaz, our lizard folk warlock, is acting as regent of the area, leading up the lizard folk. And basically holding down the fort there, making friendly relations with their good friends in Waterdeep. Now, Furlum Mundath, the Black Dragon Worm Speaker to be, was particularly interested in gaining that Black Dragon mask and had threatened the family of Rob Oakes, Rob's daughter, located somewhere in the south, Greenest Way. Didn't take that particularly well and decided to just hunt down Frulum and put an end to this whole threat situation. They found Frulum, Talus, and Verum, Frulum and Talus pursuing Verum, in an area known as the Serpent Hills, a temple and a tomb to a sage named Didarius who had a special viewing pool that could see some rather unusual things. Now they made their way through. They fought with Talus. They fought with Frulum. They fought with a badass bunch of mummies, and they negotiated semi-successfully with some lizard folk, slaves of the Yuan Ti serpent folk, who were infesting the area. They then did a hell of a job dispatching the Yuan Ti, and are now successfully exiting the area, heading back through the Badlands, accompanied by about a dozen lizard folk, a few humanoids and other ex-slaves, and making their way back to Borskir Bridge, a small settlement on the roadway there. Um, really, the only claim to fame is that particular bridge is where a god was murdered. So, stay on the drinkable side of the bridge. The other side's, full of dead god blood, and that kind of makes it a little bit poisonous. Now, the party has had a bit of an update from their air quotes friend, Yosin, who is a harper, a very enthusiastic one, and he has let them know that some stuff's been going on while they've been away. The Cult of the Dragon has been actively targeting harpers. They've been promising people safety for exposing Harper and Harper sympathizers, and several of the Harper's teleportation circle network have been compromised. Um, Along with that, the cult is claiming responsibility or has been blamed for the death of one of the masked lords of Waterdeep. So the open lord of Waterdeep is your good buddy, Degalt Neverember. He's the only one that keeps his face open. You know who he is. Everyone else, little cloak and daggery. Um, there's some rumors as to who's who, but generally it's considered, a faux pas to call out which one they are. However, when Argest Ulbrinter died, and one of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep disappeared at exactly the same moment, they were like, 1 + 1 equals dead Masked Lord of Waterdeep. His wife, Remalia Haventree, who the party did get along reasonably well. I wish she kind of helped them out a little bit. Um, is now on the rampage about getting these cultists brought to justice, as well as trying to rein in some of the less um, careful harpers like Leosin, who may have been overstepping the bounds of what a group of do-gooders can do, and you know they've left them a bit exposed. Along with that, back in Waterdeep, there's been a little bit of a power shift. Dagalt has been, voted out. He is on his way stepping down from being Open Lord of Waterdeep. And Lady Lariel Silverhand is stepping up to take over. That transition of power is probably going to take, 3 to 4 months, during which things may happen. But that's in play. Now, the party had asked about the area around, and at the moment, way down south in that's kind of the southern border of the known world in this part of the campaign. Has been fairly quiet, and wow, there's a bunch of cheers going on. Thanks, everybody. Has been fairly quiet. That could be purchased silence, though. The mercantile cities of um, you know, if people want to buy other people, that's fine. Silence, a little less expensive than people, but anything can be bought in A little north of on the way out there, Greenest, there's rumors back there that Greenest is warning people away, saying, hey, don't come near us. We cannot oppose the Cult of the Dragon. We can't say that we're not going to hurt you. So just keep clear. We are a cursed town. Um, that's kind of where they've left off at. Now, the Reaching Woods, a little bit further north of that, near Scornoble over there, they've been having a little trouble with gnolls. The North Dark Woods, just north of them, has several packs of gnolls, and they've been on a bit of a rampage recently. I believe our good friend Anrin is from the Reaching Woods area, so that's not unusual. Gnolls try and raid all the time. The elves push them away. Up a bit further north, the area north of the High Moor, so west of the High Moor, the Misty Forest, where King Mendelrock of the Elven Nation holds sway. That's been having a couple of dragon raids, but they said, nope, you know what? We got it under control. No more raids have been noticed recently. And I think that gets us pretty much up to speed with the world in general. The party has found a bunch of loot. So they got their loot. They found a bunch of poison. And they found a fairly well poisoned dwarf, which is Verum the White. So as we turn it over, and I'm going to ask for a quick round of introductions because it's been a little while since we did that. Um, who are you? What are you doing at the moment? And let's kind of figure that you're kind of going around the room, doing a quick chat and focusing primarily on what to do with Verum, but also what you may want to do, where you're heading, because I think that was part of the conversation as like a what to do next. If you have any questions for me, feel free to bring it up. Um, does anyone want to kick it off, or should I do the turn order randomization?
Not me, because I apparently have to take care of my dogs. Hold.
Okay. No problem.
Um, I'll start. I don't
Sure.
think Anrin has ever stepped forward to introduce herself first, so she might as well start now.
Got it.
So I am Anrin. I am a young wood elf who has left her home, encountered this wonderful, amazing group of friends as strangers, and has been traveling with them ever since, and slowly but surely losing some, but not all of the prejudices against all of the different variety of strangeness that is represented by this group. I, as a wood elf, have um, recently discovered that one aspect of my heritage that I never thought would come into play is starting to actually rise quite literally within my blood. So I'm struggling with encountering faith for the first time when I really have never had it at all. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And for at the moment, my greatest faith is actually embedded within two people, and that would be um, Chiquito, well, Coca because she's a goddess, and so that would be three people, and then Shola, who is all of the things that I thought I would be, but am not.
Excellent. I think is it Corleone? No, I just did that one wrong. Is it Corleone?
It's like
That's
Don
the
Corleone
Godfather.
or Corellion.
Corellion. Thank you. I was like, I said the word. It's a word, but it's the wrong word.
It's not Don Corleone.
Yes. Apologies. Just skipped a track there. So yes, absolutely. And follow up to Aaron. Anyone else want to volunteer? Otherwise, I'm gonna do it in the list order I see here, because the next person I happen to have to drag over was mentioned by name, which happens to be Chiquito. Chiquito, would you
Hey,
like to
all
have a
right.
little introduction there?
Hey, sure. I'm Chiquito. I'm well, I'm a druid. I guess people call me war. What do you call it? Art. What are those things? I don't know.
Warforged,
Yeah,
maybe?
I guess
No?
Warforge. I'm a druid. Listen, I'm Chiquito.
Yeah.
Either way, um, recently I'm actually unsure where we're gonna be going. I know we got this here dwarf fella. I'm kind of just looking for guidance for the rest of the group. Uh, I'm kind of going where they're going at the moment. Uh, as far as uh, just me in general, I'm thinking, we got things pretty much tied up. I mean, we're gonna go. I think maybe we got to go find Rob's maybe daughter, make sure she's okay. Maybe kind of visit some of these places that people want to go. But I think we're in the good shape. We're in good shape.
It's
Things are
good.
looking good.
Excellent. Now, the next person that I happen to have in line here, unless we have a volunteer, all right. Next one I have in line is actually Yaz. Yaz?
Wow, it's me.
Indeed.
Hi. Out of character, I'm Jenna, but in character, I'm Yaz. Yaz is a lizard folk of a warlock variety, specifically the hexblade variety. And as for what he wants to do right now, after finding a way to direct the formerly enslaved lizard folk who were in the Serpent Hills towards the Mire of Dead Men, where his uh, fixer upper kingdom is. He's once that is kind of settled, they get direction, sending word to the lizard folk guy who's there, whose name I can't remember.
Snapjaw?
Snap. It is Snapjaw. Okay, I
Snapjaw,
was
you
gonna
got
say.
it.
Okay, for some reason that didn't feel right. Um, so after he figures out how to do that, he would like to put focus on helping Rob find his daughter. Uh, Rob has often put much faith in Yaz, which he appreciates, or I appreciate, and so Yaz would like to return that favor, uh, and help with the thing that is important to him.
Sounds good. Now, following up Yaz, what I have on the list here is actually our idealized show. Show?
I play Sholora. Sholora is a half orc, half Goliath barbarian with blue skin. She is very, very tall and wears a battle dress that she had made for her in Waterdeep. Show views herself as she is meant to become the protector of her tribe, and so she is on this quest to prove that she can do that, that she can be a protector, and that is the role she takes on in the group that she tries very hard to fulfill. And she is here to support the others, in particularly if Rob has expressed this desire to go south. That is where I'm from, so it is appealing to me.
Excellent. And actually, we're gonna do a little world building after we break out of this because I'm gonna need a little detail as to where down south we are. So I switched up to a map that's got a little more of the south side there. But before we get there, we're gonna ask a little bit about Rob Oakes here. Rob Oakes, old young blue eyes.
I like to think of myself in my middle years. I don't know. I've been around the world. I'm not quite like wet behind the ears, so to speak, but also not long in the tooth. I don't know. We've talked a lot about metaphors, and Rob's gonna lean on that right now to describe himself, and just feeling really, I don't know, grateful and overwhelmed from the support he's getting from his friends here. Sure does mean a lot to have them back him up, because last he saw his daughter, she was 7. She'd be around 14 or 15 now. Rob's not real great with her birthday. Um, he's not up for Father of the Year. But uh, once she got threatened, that sort of became the focus, and so he wants to. I don't know. Thinks that likely she may have headed to Greenest out of because, well, that's what he would do, and he thinks that if she was under danger, she'd be sent away from the people who were watching her, who were uh, her his ex-wife's good friends, the Grossmans. So they probably sent her north, and so he's hoping to find her in Greenest, at least pick up her trail. So
Got it. Excellent. So that gets us a pretty good catch up. Let's take a little quick look at the map here and just make sure where we're talking about is where you want to be. So you are currently up here, Borskier Bridge, right where Koka is hanging out. The lizard folk are going to be heading up a way up this way towards and past Waterdeep to the Mere of Dead Men to build your little lizard folk army just a bit bigger. Verum the dwarf, who is currently, I believe, poisoned, and if not assisted, will just sort of expire in a day and a half, 2 days. Um, Verum the dwarf, are we allowing him to expire, or there's a head shake there? No, okay.
I find allowing the poison to do its job distasteful, but I don't have the means to prevent it.
Does anybody have
yeah,
the means to prevent it?
I don't know that any of us do to stop poison.
I do not have the means to do it, but I will have the will to do it.
Well, I'd like to keep him alive because some Harpers want to talk to him.
Sure.
And
So
I'm a Harper-ish.
if we wanna try, then what we're gonna need to do is open up our rolling set, and I'm gonna need to ask somebody to give me a medicine and do a 10 or better, and then someone to do a nature and do a 10 or better. So we need a 10 or better on medicine and a 10 or better on nature to diagnose what will fix the problem, and then find and concoct what will fix the problem.
I
I'm
could
not.
just remove the limb,
You could
but I would need to borrow a bladed weapon.
if it had just been one limb, that's true, but they forced him to drink some, so removing, at the neck is a
The top
problem.
limb.
Yeah, the top limb.
10 or better.
A 10 or
Oh,
better.
I
uh,
have
I'm
the
not.
will,
I'm not
but
too bad at medicine.
what do
I
you
have a
for medicine? What do you have?
+4.
I have
got
a
a
2
5.
in. I have a
Okay.
2 in nature.
I have nothing in nature, so
A 1 in nature.
I'll try
So
medicine out then, I guess.
all
Would I
right.
be able to kind of boop us before we
I will
take
say
care of this?
you may boop one of the two.
All right. What did you have, Yaz, in
I
nature?
have a 2 in nature.
Anyone else have higher in nature besides that? I know we're kind of.
I'm a 2
No.
as well.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and boop Yaz then.
Okay.
I'm happy to watch.
All right. Here we go.
Gosh, that was sorry. That's not.
Wrong
I meant
one.
to hit nature.
All right, so let's do that again. Let's do better.
My mouse pushed up. Sorry.
Oh.
All right, so the medicine was the one that got the boop, correct?
The nature was the one that got the boot.
I said that I was gonna do yeah. So
Oh, okay.
we're gonna be stuck with that 7. Yeah.
So then yes, while the nature does go off and you find all the herbs you need, you are finding the herbs for the wrong person. So or for the wrong poison. Excuse me. So
No.
you
I
mixed up
think
a
it's just
yeah.
Was it what? Do you know what color? Listen, wake up. What color was it?
I should have helped you. I could have at least assisted with my medicine proficiency. I don't know why
Could
I didn't,
have.
but I didn't.
speak.
He's
Yeah.
got a lot on his mind right now.
Got a lot to
Yeah.
thinking
Daughter.
about. You're worried about the daughter. So over the course of the day, Verum passes away. Now you do know that there are ways to speak with the dead,
I
so
was
you
gonna
could
say.
certainly bundle off or revive if necessary. Um,
Could turn him, but I don't know that that would do any good. Since he's not undead.
so
No, he's very much not undead. He's dead.
he's
He's dead,
he's
dead.
pretty solidly
Dead.
dead.
100%.
Yes, very very on the dead side.
I bet you it was the yellow poison. I'm thinking about it now. Probably the yellow poison is what it was,
That was
not that green
probably.
one.
Now, I mean, you've got a whole rack, and you were like, out of this rack, which one do I think it is?
It's normally the green one.
Almost
But
always.
I guess not.
So,
Whoopsie.
so Verum the
Sorry,
dwarf.
sorry, buddy. He's gonna pat the dead body.
Are you
We
then?
searched his clothing
Yeah. So
and his person.
yeah, Leosin's like, that's not great, but you know what? Just go ahead and ship him off to us with the lizard folk. When he gets here, if we got any questions, we'll ask. We'll ask the body.
Now, no disrespect intended to anybody, but lizard folk do tend to take a very practical view of carcasses.
This is true.
So we want to make sure we're very clear with instructions there. He's a potential source of information, not
Don't
a
eat the head.
potential source of nutrition. Yeah, I mean, as long as the head's there, you're right. Show like they can eat everything else. Just
It's-
leave the head.
Do you truly need the body to speak with the like
Well,
the whole
maybe-
body to speak with the
No,
dead?
just the head. Just the head. Just the head.
Perhaps we should advise them not to eat any because it was poisoned.
It's poison. It's
Oh,
poison.
good point.
Exactly.
Good point.
Fella, yeah,
Excellent
you want to
point.
make
That
sure you
could
keep
be
stay
what
away
we
from
tell
that stuff.
them.
That's
I think
deterrent
good.
enough. For your safety, please do not eat the poisoned dwarf body.
So I will say either persuasion, or intimidation would work for the. Could you please take this body, drop it off as you pass Waterdeep, and then head up to the swamp just to get the instructions across. And we'll also use this for the, how well do they do with that situation. So Yaz, as their leader, I think, would you like to persuade or intimidate your lizard folk to send them along their way?
I'm decent at both, but I'm better at intimidation. But like, listen, seriously, don't eat the poisoned body. Like don't do it. Like arm gesturing and stuff. Like, don't you dare even do it. Intimidation.
You got it. All right. So some days from now, Varum's body will be delivered to Waterdeep by the lizard folk, and so that part has been taken care of. Now
I'm a little sad we're not witnessing that.
it's
Like, hey, here's a body. We only ate it a little.
Yeah,
It's poison.
we just
the
nibbled the
thing is-
toes.
We made the small one eat some to see how it went.
You guys are really weird that you wanted us to transport this body and not eat it. Just hand it off to you, some strangers. But whatever you do, you.
This is why Yaz is the Lord and you are not.
That is
Yeah, I
that is
suppose
very
so.
true. Though to be fair, they have been slaves of the Yuan Ti for a while now. So transporting around poisoned bodies is pretty common for them. I mean
They may have immunity. Who knows?
that's just part
Be
and
Just
parcel.
just a Iocane partner.
Yeah. They've been building it up over time. So that leaves us then in Borskier Bridge, free to travel where you choose of things that have been presented to you. Somewhere far to the north is knowledge about the Drakhorn, that annoying back of the skull ring that comes out, once or twice a day, and it's just been super annoying. You've kind of toned it down. None of you are really super in tune with your draconic sides, so not too bad. Um, that is way up north. Down south, though, I think Greenest might be the place to head. Anywhere we're going along the way, or just heading straight down there?
I want to stop at the Reaching Woods.
Sure,
My family did agree to help.
sure did.
Sure.
Yeah. So from
Yes,
Borskier,
roughly on the way.
yep, from Borskier, pretty much you're going to be heading down the tradeway here, over towards Skornoble. I'm going to say Anrin's fam is probably up and around this area here. You'll be following the trail down to, I think that's Burdusk there, and then you're going to be hopping across, heading to Greenest through Greenfields. That would be to go. Uh, on foot, I think you may have bought mounts at some point.
We
Have
did.
mounts?
We do have horses.
Okay, you do have horses. Excellent. So you'll be making good time on the way. Could I have from the party for the first leg of their journey, which will basically be from Borskier down to Triel, somebody roll me 1d12. A 1 would be a little bit dramatic. Excellent.
8.
An 8. So the trip down goes fairly quickly. You pass the Trialto Hills. You're making your way along the tradeway. You notice that there is very little traffic. The trade route is almost empty. You don't see a lot of traders, and you got a bit of a feel for it on your way traveling up north for about how many people should be on the road, and this is just far too light. And as you get into Triel, and that's just a teeny tiny little town, um, that's a lot of what you hear. Hey, did you pass anybody? Folks coming? You know, what's going on out there? Um, are you stopping to talk? Just scooting right on
Yes.
past? Okay.
Yes. Rob, if there's even like a hitching post sort of place where people gather, any kind of public house or anything of that sort,
Oh yeah.
would use my sort of bardic ability to perform anywhere, and just play a couple songs and then try to chat up anybody just subtly looking, describing Sarah, my daughter,
Mhm.
and see if she's made it this far north yet or if anybody's seen her.
So
But
go
trying
ahead
to
and
charm the crap out of people by being real friendly and doing some bardic stuff and
As
maybe a
we're
couple jokes.
as we're in kind of small towns and things, can I use my rustic hospitality background feature to give him advantage?
ooh, that sounds like a good plan. Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
So a little rustic
Thanks.
hospitality. Find yourself a spot by the fire, and then bonus. Rob Oak's is going to do a little bit of performance. Anybody else lending assistance or doing other stuff before we start rolling some dice? Oh, he already got the dice. Look at him.
Sorry.
Yaz, Chiquito, Anrin.
Well, this is me heading back into my home area, so I would be setting out all of the different signs and signals that I could along the way to let my people know that I'm interested in connecting and sharing information.
Sure. Okay. Let's call that. I kind of want to make that like a. Would you say that's for your folks? Would that be more um? Would that be more
Survival?
of is that like trail signs like survival? Is that religious signs like a religion? So it's more survival trail signs. Yeah. So give
Yes,
me a survival there.
barely.
And you know what? It's actually not too unusual. You're a little far out still. So you're still on the wrong side of the river for your folks to really pick up on it. So you're not seeing much in the way there. Rob Oakes' performance is, on point. Not fantastic, but quite good for a traveler. Um,
Best work.
Anren, can I get from you? You've got it on lockdown, so it's really just how gracious you are in accepting, the hospitality they offer. I would think maybe a persuasion or something else if you want to lend a hand doing chores, etc. How do you repay your rustic hospitality generally?
That show. That
Show,
show,
I'm sorry,
not Amron.
show,
Yeah.
show.
Hey,
Okay.
Amory is not hospitable.
Wrong
Really,
word.
it's probably persuasion, but it's more of just like a comfortable sort of comfortable, easy conversation with people that come from similar backgrounds, similar stock.
Mhm.
So show's certainly not persuasive, but she understands the plight of the common man.
Mhm. Absolutely. So go ahead and toss me a persuasion in there, just kind of setting the scene there.
Oh
Um,
no.
Oh.
And I think what it is there, Anren, you're trying to lay out and get conversation going, and your folks just aren't around. And Show, as you kind of try and invite the conversation, you realize that while they're being polite, the whole town's kind of drawn in on itself. They've kind of circled the wagon. They've all sort of pulled in. Strangers are being looked for, but they're not particularly welcome. They need the trade, but there's an air of suspicion. And Chiquito, Yaz, anything you're
Yeah,
doing?
got my nose on,
Okay.
so I don't have
Well,
to answer any dumb, stupid questions about me.
The handsome nose.
the handsome nose. So is that just a pure deception, stealthy, laying low, or are there any questions that you might be asking there, Nosy?
Hey. uh,
That's deep.
uh,
That's a deep question.
at the moment, he is just laying low. He's laying low. He's not looking to ask too
Sure.
many questions.
Give me your choice. Stealth, sleight of hand, deception, something along those lines. Just give me a bar to work with. And then
Okay.
lastly, over to Yaz. Yaz, anything you're doing in Triel here before we start resolving stuff?
Az would probably leave some sort of signal. He doesn't have any reason to believe any of the people like from his homeless troop are in this area. But if someone were like from that group were to see this sign, he might try to leave some sort of like marker to show where he can be found at some point. So he might do that.
Gotcha.
But other than that, he doesn't like have a reason to believe that they're there. Just he's like, you know what? I've been so busy doing these things and I haven't left any signs of myself around, so I'm going to do that. So he'll probably I don't know, some sort of marker that his group knows or
Sure.
something.
Sure.
I don't
Absolutely.
I don't know what that might be though.
Uh,
Uh Sleight of hand? No. I don't know. Help me out here.
uh, so I would actually so my thoughts there would be something along the history. If you
Mm,
if you if you have something history, making your mark and making it known in a small mark.
mhm.
If you happened to have had thieves can't would be an awesome option there, but at the
I was
moment you're
looking for that.
you're 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 faking it till you make it there. Um,
Mhm. He's got
and
the tools but not the knowledge.
uh, And then the last one I'm going to ask for here is the investigation from Rob Oakes. You've all kind of set a reasonable tone here. And I think what you've done is you've settled in with Old Man Spindlespoon of Triel. And Old Man Spindlespoon, oh yeah, he's been around for a while. Most of his family's gone, moved away from this little town. His wife passed away some years ago. And he's got the house, a little plot of land. It's mostly taken over by weeds over there. It was once, the nice house that he made for his family, and now it's just, the house that'll someday fall down or somebody else will take over. And he's and it's just a lot going on. I mean, everybody's asking questions. Everybody wants to know where everybody else is. There have been people disappearing. It's just not safe. I'm hate to say I'm sad. I've lived to see these times, but oh, kind of the way it is.
Every day is a blessing, though.
Yeah, it is, I suppose. Unless you're with those folks in El Terrell that got dragged down to hell. But
Well, yeah, I mean, there's an exception to prove every rule, and that's what they're for. So I guess, I mean, understanding that you can't remember everybody that's come through here, it does sound like traffic has sort of slowed down. You wouldn't have happened to see like a 16-year-old girl with a long dark hair, probably in several braids, plays a lyre.
I'm a bit old to be looking for that sort, but let me give it a thought there. Give a quick investigation as you sort of, try and lay out the description there.
You took it a creepy place, old man.
I'm not sure I did. But well, I haven't. What you just described is a dead ringer for a girl some other folks are looking for.
Oh, so people been asking about somebody like that?
Yeah, they've been asking. Well, been asking for a whole bunch of folk. You know, I've got to say, I really appreciate the singing, but they're looking for harpers, and that might not be a harp, but kind of the outline.
I got you. I got you.
So,
Hey, I know things are a little rough. Here's 20 gold.
oh,
Just I don't need anything from you except for and don't put your life on the line, but here's 20 bucks. Just do your best to forget I walked through here, all right? With everybody, all my friends.
my age, I'm lucky if I can remember it anyway, but I'll take the money and forget why I'm so happy to have it.
Well, and also maybe it'll help you out a little bit.
I
So
sure do appreciate it. But you all get your rest, and boy, be careful out there. It just seems like it's getting rough. Lost a lot of folk, and a lot of wagons ain't come back.
hey, if if a girl, teenage girl, matching that description that you heard from others and me does walk by, if you could tell them I headed south. Just don't put yourself at risk, but just if you see her, tell her
Sure.
someone looks with this hat went south. Okay.
Got it. Hat,
All right.
just like that, heading south.
Yeah. Thanks.
Problem. With that, he kind of, of course, he has the conversation. He's happy to talk. He asks why Yaz is carving symbols into. Yaz is carving the symbols.
Hey, now here's the thing.
Graffiti, like as if that's gonna make it better, and then he like scampers away.
Some of that's gonna be worth a lot of money. People be like, "I got a Yaz. I chipped it off the wall. Now it's in a museum." Like, I mean,
Oh, do you think I could end up in a museum?
yeah, for sure. No, I think that, like there are people who make a living doing art on other people's walls, and then other people are like, "Whoa, that guy's amazing," and then they like turn it into a thing. So I totally, some of your stuff's really good.
It is really good. I spent too much time on the detail to remember what I was making the signal for.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll just like sort of turn it into a cool name. They'll be like, yeah, that's a Yasky. You know, you find that on a wall. It's a look at the Yasky over there. It'll be amazing.
Excellent.
Yankee.
So
Like it.
It's Kolka's influence.
I like it that it's Yasky art. So, you know, made up of little letters. So as as you all go through that, Triel, you finish up there. It's a small town, but if there's any supplies you need to restock on, you certainly have that option. And then you'll
I
have
need arrows. Are
oh,
they
yeah,
available?
absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
They've got enough hunters and they can scrounge up the arrows for you. You can buy those at regular book price. Um,
Going back to 40. I overpaid on purpose.
Any healing potions or anything like that for the same reason?
They do have healing potions available, but they're only going to be able to scrounge up about 3 of them that would be saleable. You know, got to keep some on
Because
hand.
they need them.
Yep, got to keep some on hand.
We got the cash, folks. Let's get 3. That's 150. I mean, I'll pay for them.
Let's leave one.
Oh
They
no,
may
they've
need it.
got 3
No,
to
they-
sell.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they won't sell their emergency stash, but they've got 3. And if you were sticking around for a few days, they could start producing more for you. But I think you're going to be getting underway pretty quick.
Is there anybody that's been hit any harder than others? Like, is there a really destitute family Rob sees on the way out? Anything like that?
Give me a quick insight.
And
I might. Oh, I might.
no, sorry.
So,
Yeah,
have
it would
my-
help.
I have my sheet always open, and I just click
So-
right to it.
as you're kind of looking around, yeah, I mean, yes, you definitely see some folks that are looking, a little rough.
Maybe-
But at the same time, some of the people who should be looking the roughest look like they just had a little bit of money show up. Like some of the folks that have the worst looking house now have some new stuff, and that gives you that little like, that's not quite right.
I feel like somebody had a similar idea to me. I'd like to talk with them on our. Maybe are they on the way out of town, like on the way south at all, or?
Sure, you could catch those folks as you're heading out of town.
So, just I would maybe just strike up a conversation with one, doesn't matter who
Sure.
of the family, and just, hey, times been pretty rough. I was hoping to help somebody out here a little bit in exchange for a favor, but I don't know. Maybe looks
I
like the favors come your way.
I can do favors. What do you need?
Well, has why don't we do a little bargain here? Has anybody asked you to be looking for people in exchange for a little monetary recompense?
That's pretty much the usual favor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anybody who looks like me or my friends?
I'm
Kinda
looking
gives-
over at
It
Chiquito.
kind of gives you a look over.
Your nose on straight.
It's like,
I'm
huh,
in a
Stand in
position.
front of you.
I might be in a position to make it worth your while to forget we came through here.
I mean, getting's expensive. Because
Yeah.
if you're not here and somebody offers
Yeah.
more money,
Yeah.
you might
Yeah.
remember again. So
It's true.
you want to make
That's-
sure whatever you give me to forget is more than somebody else is going to give me to remember.
Yeah.
Are they? Oh, I shall be quiet.
That's true.
I mean, just putting it out there.
Wow.
How valuable is your life?
I'm gonna
I mean, it's pretty valuable.
And it's
Oh,
also
sorry.
not up for negotiation.
how
I didn't mean
how
it like
how
that.
how expensive is forgetting?
I mean, I'd say a gold will get me to forget you until somebody with 2 gold comes along.
Uh-huh. All right. Here's the deal I've got for you. I'm gonna hand you an amount of gold. It'll be greater than 1. First off, how much? Well, No, I'm not gonna help. I'll give you 2 gold right now for you to remember who paid you to see me, my friends.
I think 2 gold would do that.
All right.
So you hand over the 2 gold. And he says, "All right, so you folks look a lot like a group we were supposed to look for a couple of months back. Had a bunch of
Yeah.
folks going along with little pieces of parchment showing us. I mean,
Pictures were horrible.
not all of you, not all of you were there. So, but you and Yaz gets pointed out. I mean, for being singularly Yaz looking, and then Show gets pointed out for being singularly Show looking.
I've
Rest
never seen one of mine. I'd like to.
I mean,
I'll give you a gold for the picture. She'd like a likeness.
didn't leave it behind. They were
Oh man!
coming
All right.
through,
Dingy.
but they were
Is
looking
this
for
one
you.
of those things where we gave you 2 gold, you'd remember that you have it?
Hang
Wait.
on to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
That's
Show.
incriminating.
Maybe later you can get a Yaski of you. It'd be awesome.
Yes.
uh,
Wait,
And much better quality.
do you know
Yeah.
who Yasky is? That's worth top dollar. Who is
No, it's a
Yasky?
secret.
no one knows who Yaski
No one
is.
knows.
Everybody knows that's not a thing. All right.
Yeah. So
I was
It loses all value if anyone knows.
Exactly. As soon as everybody knows who Yaski is, the whole thing falls apart. All right. So that was a couple months ago. Anybody more recently, looking for Harpers?
I mean,
Looking for
looking for Harpers. Yeah. Are you all Harpers?
No, actually not. I'm in the Lord's Alliance, but
Do you think I could play a harp?
you can tell by the finery that I'm wearing. Look, the and all the gold I'm willing to spend. No, I'm more concerned with the people who I've heard are tracking Harpers are also looking for a teenager.
Now, don't know about a teenager unless they're a Harper, but gotta say half the town's looking for Harpers at this point.
Okay.
A lot of folks coming through, throwing a lot of coin around, and better than that, promising that you don't disappear in the night.
You got it. All right, I'm gonna hand him 10 and be done with it.
Yep.
I think well, do I have any? Is he being honest with me? I'm assuming it's a he.
Give me another. Yeah, this has been a he.
All right.
Give him another insight check on that one.
I'd like to.
Oh,
Okay.
damn it! Sorry, I gotta slow down. I'm sorry.
Rob Oaks is
If
super
we were gonna
eager.
do insight, I'd always make sure I'd be like, oh, I'll pay attention a little bit. I'll try
That's
to
my
pick it up
fault.
to
My
help you out.
fault.
No,
I'll
do
slow
well,
down.
man.
So he seems as upfront as the kind of person who would do this would be. So
Right. Yeah,
he's
not gonna give me the farm, but
yeah,
yeah.
he's obviously trying to say, hey, look, I can be bought.
What he's saying is true, but he's also not saying a lot.
Yeah, I got it. And I don't know that he's going to tell me much else unless I can think of an awesome question. And I'll just look at the group and go, well, I feel like a dead ended here. Anything else we should ask of this fine gentleman before we move south?
I already asked my question.
Okay.
How
How
valuable
much
is
is your life worth? Yes.
Oh,
Well, at least 10 gold now, and he puts that in his pocket.
Oh, that
That's
is true.
my mark.
So my concern is that you might. I mean, do you plan to live here for long?
Been here for generations.
So then you probably have connections everywhere and with everyone.
I mean, it's a small
a
town.
small town.
Very small town in a very wild place. And probably you have perhaps understandings with people along the woods on your border.
I mean, we don't travel to the woods. I don't particularly like having arrows shot at me. I mean, the woods to the woods to the north, the knolls will laugh at you. The woods to the south, you all will shoot at you.
Meaning me all elves?
You all elves.
Ah. Well, what if I were able to guarantee that you would no longer have to rely on the kindness of strangers? And that maybe us all elves would be willing to protect you if you had really good information to sell.
I mean, that sounds a lot like a deal I've already heard, except they used a goddess instead of elves
Ooh,
as the
thanks for
person
the
given the
Oh,
instead of the person given the protection.
do you really know about elves and gods?
Well, there's elves, and then there's gods.
And then there's the god that elves come from,
I
are actually part
suppose
of.
so.
And the goddess that you've been talking about?
Big
I'm going to
five-headed
go and
dragon.
flash a
Big
Tiamat
five-head, yeah,
sign.
big five-headed dragon
Okay.
lady.
Well, who defeated this goddess?
I don't know.
Maybe it could have been, oh my God, the god of elves.
Guess it could have been. He didn't do a
It
real good
definitely.
job, though, did he?
She's not here, is she?
They seem pretty sure she's gonna be.
Yeah, well, what can you expect from people like that?
Murder
They're
and
old.
death.
They're
Oh,
they're a
all
cult.
right.
Can you
Now,
really trust a
now,
cult?
now we're doing people like that stuff, and I don't know. This could
I
go south real
don't
fast.
mean it like that.
I, no, I know you don't mean it like that, but you know, we should.
Excuse me
We
for
should
just a moment. Look, I just want him to start to think through what his best advantage is. I actually care about this person. I mean, he's a neighbor. His family really has been here for generations. I knew his father.
You did?
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
I knew your father. I really don't want you to die.
Oh, I, I'm fairly certain that I'm gonna die someday. That's sort of part of the whole human experience.
Yes, the whole butterfly experience. I get that. I get that. However, you have a life to live right now. Wouldn't you like to have the chance to live it?
Yes.
Okay, so the best chance that you have is actually letting us know where his daughter is if you know anything about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Uh, I don't know anything about his daughter. That and but if I do, and I see you, I'll let you know because that you know my dad's name is actually very scary.
He was a fun play. He was a fun playmate for a while. He really was. So I don't want anything to
Dad?
happen to you. Yes.
Huh. Learn something new about folks every day.
So I think we're done here. If you really do find anything, you can also leave a message at the edge of the woods. You should find a bucket, stick something underneath it. My sister will find it.
Got it. Bucket. Check. And you give him the right area to get. Um. Anything else that we want to while we're visiting Triel?
Nope.
Right. So the next leg of our journey will be heading on down the rest of the trade way towards
At,
Swoop.
as soon as we get a couple miles outside of Triel, I'm gonna lean over to Amron and go, while I appreciate that, I was really, really trying hard not to say my daughter
Oh,
in that situation, and so that in if we can keep that part on the down low, that would be good. Just because they're looking for Harper's, I'm a Harper. They're looking for my daughter, and I just want to keep as many connections apart as we can.
I
Yeah.
understand you, Rob, but it seems to me that they're looking for your daughter because of you.
Yeah, and I just would appreciate though if you're going to do that, we don't. Okay.
I
Uh,
won't, and
okay.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. It's just it's my daughter. I don't want to add any more complications for her than we already have. So
I won't add any more complications.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Sorry.
That's all good. All good. We'll get through it. We'll get through it. All right.
And as the party continues their way along, could I have from the party another of those fateful D12s on a 1 or 2 horse problems? Higher than that, no horse problems.
And if anybody hasn't, Alex bought a round of rerolls.
Ooh,
Yeah.
do please update your posty notes.
Post-it notes. Watcha.
Thank you.
Need a pencil. There we go.
A 5 is not horse problems.
Cool.
Huzzah.
A pair of 5s is,
Huzzah.
a pair of 5s
It
is
took
even
forever.
more not horse problems. But for reasons, we're going to switch maps anyway. And just a moment here. That should not be blacked out. What are we doing? Now? Yay. Okay. And as a reward for your fantastic D12 rolling, what will be happening next is a pack of hyenas will be assaulting you. Your
Oh.
horses are going to go, the heck no, and scoot on out of there. The hyenas will be in pursuit, but the horses are faster and will get clean away. However, as the party recovers from being dumped on their butts from the horse incident, something else is noted approaching them. Would the party please arrange themselves as they would be in order after being dumped on their butts? You are traveling from north to south. You've just been dumped off your horses. Your horses are running frantically that way. Hyenas are sort of going after them, but you have faith in your horses. They will come back.
There's a good chance my warhorse could kill those hyenas.
This is a big and dedicated pack at the moment, but yes. And
I
This-
can't think of any reason we'd be in any different arrangement when we were
Me
just
either.
riding.
sounds good.
Yeah.
And with that, you see the reason that those hyenas moving in the way they do. 3 more hyenas and a trio of gnolls.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
And would everybody?
In the tone of hags, I bet it's hags. I was about to say gnolls. I bet it's gnolls.
As soon as there's hyenas, it's
Because there's
gnolls.
always gnolls. Yep.
We're not in the grasslands, so if there's hyenas, it's gnolls.
There
Oh,
are
I didn't highlight my
occasion-
token.
Uh-oh.
Do you want me to re-roll it? I'll re-roll it.
Haven't even looked at it yet, but you can make that call.
Well, it still didn't. I
Oh.
highlight my token. Hit initiative.
Maybe I'm too close. Scoot.
There we go. That's fine. I'm a couple back, but that's fine. Easier than have you type it in.
Good, let's go ahead and do a quick sort. And first thing up is a hyena bursting out. That hyena is running straight towards Show. You got a hyena coming in with one of its big old chomps. It's 15, I think it's going to miss.
It is.
Absolutely. And what would you like to do in response to this situation?
I would like to rage and strike it with lightning.
Seems reasonable.
And with the rage, I will take my instinctive leap to scoot around the other side of him.
Got it. It does take its 2 points of damage from the lightning, and then what happens?
And then I crack it with the Morning Star.
Certainly may. Certainly do.
For 9.
And that is enough. The hyena falls.
And I'll step over and hit the next one.
Certainly may. 24 is going to hit. That's a ton of damage. Hyena falls. Show anything else for you?
No, that's it.
Got it. That's going to bring up a third hyena. It moves forward. It tries to bite. 18?
Nope,
Nope, missing.
not
Rob,
anymore.
Rob Oakes, what are we doing?
I am not feeling compelled to use a spell at this point, so I'm gonna just jump over here, target this guy with an arrow, and short bow.
And which one was that you
Versus-
targeted?
I'm sorry, the one that was in front of show.
One in
The
front.
hyena.
Hyena.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, absolutely a hit and absolutely a damage.
And I think just for funsies, I'll bonus action inspire show. I don't have a good song prepared, but I would just, it would probably be something cute.
Got it. Rob, as you belt out
Imagine cute.
something
Yeah.
cute.
Move that way.
The knoll slavering and howling, its crackling laugh filling the air, moves towards show. It is going to take a swing here with a spear, I should say a stab, two-handed stab. Pair of 14s is going to miss. Chiquito, what
Yep.
you doing?
Okay. He's gonna just start giggling to himself. He's been waiting a while for this. He hasn't been able to bring out. He's gonna go ahead and begin to start. He's gonna move a bit, and he is going to start to shift change. Oh,
Something
into
new?
it. Yeah, something new. It's gonna at first it's gonna be like, okay, giant snake, okay, but then all of a sudden wings pop out. And
What?
he's gonna be a Quetzalcoatl. Let me see, how do you
Quetzalcoatl?
pronounce that damn thing?
Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus. That is correct.
This thing? That?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
It's beautiful.
I feel like you're just making these things up, but then I look and then they're there in the book and I find them. So, sure, one of those appears.
All right, he is gonna go ahead and fly up.
I'm gonna look at the
About,
hyena and say, "I am sorry, we are so weird."
That's for everything.
You're apologizing to the hyena?
I guess to the no, because the hyenas are dead.
I picture the knoll doing like the
Oh,
dog
man.
head tilt that like ears kind of go, huh?
Pretty much
Huh?
I am going to, I have enough movement to move up 30 feet, and
Mhm.
I am going to go down and try to attack this guy over here.
Certainly may.
All right. Going down with a dive attack, bite. 10.
10 is not gonna do.
And then for the rest movement, I'm gonna fly back up.
Does that thing
And
have
I'm
a
gonna fly by.
flyby?
Yeah.
It does. It really does. Wow.
Yep.
That is scary beastie. I gotta add that to my list of things to bother people with. Um,
I'll move over.
Druids and their ways to annoy DMs.
that's all right.
Hey, this isn't annoying. This is great.
This is
This is-
great. Anrin, it comes around to you.
Oh, well, I'm hearing the sounds of bird call and howling in the background. And so I am inspired to actually not think that I need to be raging at this. This is just normal, everyday stuff. So
Just another day on the road.
another day on the road. And there goes the noise. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just not even going to use the magical weapon. I'm just going to use the glaive and get close anyway.
17 is going to hit. That is
Yeah, take off the rage
no
though, because I
rage.
wasn't doing it.
Got it. No rage there. Anrin, anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that again.
Sure can. 16 is going to hit again for another 5. Absolutely.
Okay.
You got it.
I'm going to cock an eyebrow and say, really? Really, dog?
Yaz, what are you up to?
I get replay of that sound? Nice. Okay.
New ringtone.
Oh yeah. Along with the her, which I don't think we were actually online for that one to
I
reminisce with
I
that.
think it's
Dang it.
recorded, but not Twitch clipped. So
Dang. One day.
one day.
Her. I am going to move out of the way of the tree and be like, "What is that ungodly? Oh!" And then he's like, "Well, the muscle ladies are handling one. I see one in the middle that has no one attacking it.
Hmm?
Chiquito turned into scale bird. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the hyena. I'm gonna cast Hex on the hyena and then do Eldritch Blablaze.
And that's this one down here.
Correcto.
Okay. That is one of the gnolls, but you certainly may.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, he's
All
he's
the
a little
hyenas
ugly
have
for
been
a hyena.
dispatched.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was a little like super zoomed out, so
Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries.
they all mixed.
Hexied up and then fire away.
Cuckoo. Play. Ooh.
Uh,
And play.
the 20 will work, the 11 will not, but let's see that hex.
Sure thing. Hex.
They
Hex.
again do not have your charisma modifier on them.
Oh no!
Again? Really?
Yep, it dropped
Yep.
it again.
Ah, I thought I fixed it because I remember thinking, okay, it's gonna drop it, and I could have
That is a +4, +5,
+5 now.
+5. So 14 total damage.
Cool.
Thanks, roll
cool.
20. I'm gonna guess maybe every time you level up, it's gonna chew on it.
I know, and I tried to fix it afterwards, but I'm guessing it just didn't stick.
Got
But
it.
that's okay.
Any movement for you?
I did move a little bit, but I mean, hey, Eldritch Blast goes really far, so let's go. I think I moved 15 feet, so I'm gonna move 5, 10. I'm just gonna move back here.
Got it. So the gnoll, while lapping like a fool, is not quite one, and moves up under the foliage here just to make life a little bit harder for that flying weird bird thing. It will close in with Anrin, and as it does, it will start attacking. It will claw twice and bite once. Anrin, we got a claw. 15? We got a claw. 9, no. We got a bite. 21 on the bite. And that will do 8 piercing and could I
You're
see
muted, Maureen.
DC 12 for the poison.
Darn poison.
DC 12 con before you take that poison. Might be able to
Okay.
avoid it.
I'm hoping I should. Apparently not.
Nope. So 8 piercing, 8 poison. You're not raging, so you do take all 16 of that as it just sinks its fangs into you and laughs as it drools in your wounds.
Ow!
No, other one's running up here. This one's gonna come for show. Show. Got two-handed spear as it makes the approach. An 11 is gonna be a big old miss. And show what you're doing.
I will strike the middle one with lightning.
Certainly. Dexy Dance. Oh, fails it.
And deal 2 damage there, and then hit it with the Morning Star.
An 11 will
Oh.
not.
I will try again
A 15 will.
for 11 points of damage.
For 11 points of damage. And that will do it. Null falls. Show.
And then I will step in.
Stepping in. Rob Oakes, what are we doing?
So I'm going to look at this knoll in front of Show, and I'm gonna be like, man, you are ugly. You are like disgust. You know what? If my dog had your face, I'd shave its butt and teach it to walk backwards. And you know what? I'm not even insulting you. I'm just describing you. And that would be vicious mockery. And that is DC 16. What
DC
a crap roll
16.
for the psychic damage. That was too much work for 4 points of damage.
You know what? You're like, I was a dog's butt. I have learned to walk
Oh.
backwards. What are you talking about?
Ooh.
Oh man,
So
that's it.
Then he straightens up, and he was upside down the whole time. That
Yeah.
was his butt.
Yeah.
He's
Wearing those glasses. He's wearing those glasses in his tail.
not
Yeah.
a handsome fella. But as
That's it.
the Knoll
But that
giggles,
means he just bit Anrin with his butt.
he did.
Ew.
Could have lived without that thought.
Uh,
You're
It's
gonna
not my
want to
fault.
wash. You're gonna want to wash after this
That's where the
fight.
poison came from, clearly. Oh,
Butt
God.
poison.
Chiquito the Quaxaquitl, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
that's fine. Now you said that he has a bit of cover down here. Is that what
It's
he's
just you
doing?
can't.
Or...
You're gonna have to zing in and zing out just a little bit more. Nothing seriously problematic for you.
All right, he's zinging in.
You got it.
All right, here we go.
Zing.
Yow. You know what? I'm gonna use a reroll because I
Got it.
have it.
It's on your
enough.
post-it.
Yep.
Let's see it.
14.
Special
to
chat
hit.
awarded rerolls allows the hit. Yes. Let's see some damage.
Okay, so it is a dive attack, so I get an additional 3d6. So I'm gonna roll my bite. Then I'm gonna add 3d6 to it. So 28 points.
Wait, what?
Wait, did I roll
That-
something wrong?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
just
think.
doing
Roll
the roll.
attack twice?
Oh, I didn't do the actual bite. Oh.
Roll
Okay.
the hit again.
I rolled to attack, but it didn't. There you go. Okay, never mind. Sorry, 18 points.
18. Still a big number. 18 points of damage struck. And
I swoop along and you see the hair kind of along with it.
Chiquito,
And-
you are
Heather,
beautiful.
So cool.
I believe a reroll has been purchased for Chiquito. So Chiquito may restore their
Little winky.
post-it.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you so much. Who was that?
And
Q.
I believe that was an Alex
Oh,
restore.
thanks, Alex.
But Anrin, in the meanwhile, what are you up to?
Well, I am up to what I was up to before. And this time I'm going to go, oh my God, I got bitten by a butt. But then I remember that wasn't the one that bit me. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I missed, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, that is a miss.
You know what? I am going to go ahead and actually I'm going to do a re-roll for that one.
Certainly may. Let's see it. Ah!
Even worse. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and actually do the actual second one.
Yeah. 15's gonna hit. That is 3? Ooh, that was
3
just
damage.
a rough roll. 3 points of
Was bad.
damage.
Okay, and I am going to risk an attack of opportunity
Okay.
to step over. It's only one attack, right, for every move for the attack of
well,
opportunity?
just this reaction.
Yeah, just one reaction.
Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and move here.
So yeah, one attack. It will be at disadvantage. And Show, I think you even get to do your thing if you would like
Yep,
to.
I am going to hit him.
All right, he's gonna try and bite down before that happens. 21's gonna land the bite, but he's gonna get clobbered afterwards. Anrin, can I see a DC 12 Constitution saving throw, and can I see that damage from the Morning Star?
So was it at disadvantage?
Oh, I'm sorry, 16. No, wait.
So if it was a disadvantage, it was a 7.
7. Sorry, I misread the numbers entirely. A 7 is going to completely flat out miss. Never mind, Anrin, you took no damage. He, however, took 13 for the effort. Anrin, anything else?
No.
All right. Yaz, back over to you in the top right-hand corner there. Actually, no, I'm going to say Chiquito's in the top right-hand corner. Even more top right-hand corner. Is
yeah.
Chiquito.
Yeah, close enough.
But Chiquito's really the big bird. Lizard
That
done
is true.
so.
So that is Chiquito in spirit.
Spirit.
He is with me in spirit. Yaz is going to go, fear me, but from very far away. Blast. He's gonna hit
Blast.
his hexed knoll.
Certainly may.
Blast.
16's going to hit. 11's going to be enough even without the first hexing.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Let's is it possible for that hex to be scooted over to the other one, or no?
I'm going to say yes, even if the answer might be no. So, bonus action,
Okay.
you can make the move, and then go ahead and blast again.
Okay. Blast.
Uh,
Did I hit it twice, or no?
there you
I
go.
didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
18 for 10, and then give me one hexy.
Cool. I heard it go beep twice, and I was like, I only hit it once. Here we go.
16 points. Good
Nice.
gracious, that was a lot of hexing.
Yeah.
And with that, Yaz, anything else?
I will move to the side for the sake of, I don't know, because I can, and that's it.
You certainly can. That's going to bring up our knoll. That knoll is facing off with Show. It is going to claw, bite, claw, bite. 15, 18,
Oh, wait.
10. I don't think
All
any of those are
miss.
going to land. And so, Show, as the knoll frantically scrabbles at you but fails, what you doing?
Well, I'm going to strike him with lightning.
Okie dokie. That's a little bit better of a lightning strike. Let's see if we can get out of the way of that. We can.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, dodge this time.
Wow.
Oh, you did.
He
I'm
did.
gonna use my bardic inspiration.
Yeah,
It certainly may. Yeah.
Yeah, Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, that's too
Ooh, I
bad.
love when it gets used.
That's only a 12.
No.
Oh.
So then I'll swing again,
Okay.
Usually I love it when it gets used.
24 will work.
and I'll do 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. It is still standing, but barely. It does not look like it wants to surrender. It is still laughing maniacally happy about all the blood that is being spread. Rob Oakes, what you doing?
Rob had been looking through his book at jokes, and he's like, F it. He pulls the bow back out. Yeah, he's gonna miss, but he's gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
Oh,
Like that. Like that. You needed one more, but that's not going to do. Rob,
that's not
anything
gonna
else?
happen. No.
Chiquito, the giant lizard bird.
Ew. Ah. He's gonna go ahead and go up and circle back around and twirl down
Okay,
and go attempt to another bite attack.
let's see it.
24.
24. 24 is going to hit.
Plus
11's going to do damage. 20 total
20
damage.
points.
That will drop the knoll. And as things quiet down a little bit, that laughter fades away. Your horses come back around, having done the loop as they are trained to do. The hyenas come into range. You bombard those and take them out with no real hassle there. But you notice the hyenas have been gorging themselves. They are pretty well stuffed. They're almost roly-poly at this point. And perhaps that's why they're having so much trouble with the pursuit of the horses. Does anyone in the party have reason to know how knolls are made?
How knolls
They're
are
made?
made.
How knolls are made?
Well, the birds and the bees.
The birds and the
The dun-
bees.
Dungeon Master here knows,
Yeah.
but the Rob probably doesn't.
So if
Let me
no
see.
one,
What would you want? Or what would you want?
so it'd be just a thing that you would
'Cause,
have a reason
mean-
to know about.
Rob
I
collects anthropological lore. I
Sure.
mean, like he
So
collects his folk
let's
histories.
Let's
That'd be
go.
a good
Let's
song.
go. History, religion, arcana. Your choice. Just as you're like, what is going on here? Who would like to hit
Nope.
one of them? Rob, you're like, this is a little odd. But you don't put it together. Anyone want to try the arcana or the religion?
Oh, I probably will switch back, and I will
Before you do, can I get a feather?
Of course, she's gonna go.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to add it to my raven feather collection.
Excellent.
Okay, I switch back.
Primordial
one less.
feather.
I have one less leaf on my twig.
Aw.
Oh,
And Rob, your post-it note has been redeemed. Alex picked up a re-roll for you.
Oh, thanks, Alex.
Yeah. It's keeping him in
I
Okay.
am. You said Arcana or Religion? you said?
Arcana or Religion are the two attempts we could do at this point.
All right. If no one else is opposed to it, I will try a Religion check.
Sure.
All right.
So
13.
13, you kind of know what's going on, at least enough to be a little worried. You know of the Gnolls and their worship of the demon lord Yanagahu. And you know something about the hyenas that run behind the gnolls can sometimes turn into gnolls. And there's a story that that is how the gnolls originally sprouted up. The hyenas running behind the demon itself as it rampaged caused them to come about. It is worrisome that this is happening because if there's a lot of hyenas, you can suddenly have an awful lot of gnolls.
Ooh. Well, that doesn't sound good. What you're saying there, Chiquito. That sounds
Awful lot knows what I'm saying.
Awful lot of
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm picking it up. I mean, I'm not real strong at math, but I got an idea. Oof.
Yeah, I mean that's not good. I mean that's
It
just
was
happening right here.
Yanaga. It was Yanaga who?
Yeah, Yonagu. He's sort of a demon lord, if I remember correctly. Rob might know that. I don't know.
Sure.
Okay.
But
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
that's a common enough knowledge.
Okay.
question, and maybe this is something he'd ask in kind of actual character.
Well, now, but these gnolls here, are they normally around here in these parts, or this seems like, I mean, is it a given they're here, or is this something totally strange and unusual?
The man in the town said that the gnolls were in the forest to the north of him.
Right.
He said that
That's
there had
what I'm
been
saying.
problems there. They are not entirely uncommon to the south. I don't know up here.
So
I've certainly dealt with them before, but not here.
they shouldn't be here.
Okay.
I guess that is a problem. It seems maybe like more of them. That's probably not a good idea to have more of those.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's great at all.
nothing has been what it was supposed to be wherever we've been. This is one of the reasons can I say it's okay? Is it okay for me to say that I despise the cultists?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, people who have shitty ideologies, we could throw shade on them all day. I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, from my point of view, I don't know if anybody else is, going to be a cult apologist. That's fine.
But I have to say, I have not been a big fan. They've been
Yeah.
pretty shitty to all of us.
Yeah, no, I mean, seriously, they're trying to kill my daughter, so I'm pretty pro kill the cult right now.
I mean, they tried to kill all of us as well. It's pretty bad.
Multiple
Yeah,
times.
lots of people try to kill me though, so like I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
this wasn't even provoked
I
at first.
try not to take it personally. Well, that's
It's
fair.
become
like-
provoked since.
Mm.
We have provoked it for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but they were killing lots of people in a town for loot. Like hard to not like poke that bear. You know what I mean?
Yes, their
Um,
first act was destruction, and it continues to be destruction. And
Yes,
it forces
I
people.
agree.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like we're on the side of wrong here. I don't. No, I think we're doing the right thing. At least that's my point of view. I don't know if anybody's got a different thing they're thinking, but ooh, yeah.
They suck.
All right.
And with your appreciation of the cult renewed, You, you continue you continue your journey towards Scornoble. Now, you did pass through Scornoble earlier. It is a trading town. It's almost entirely a tent city. The very core of the town, is some actual structures. But outside of that, basically, this is a huge place for storing wagons, having them repaired, and getting goods up and down the Cheonthar River. You've got goods coming up from in from the eastern lands and then heading up north the trade way. But even from a distance, you can tell it is empty. Like the number of wagons is dramatically reduced. You can see places where tents must have sat for years and years to get that really, in the ground box effect, and they're just gone. Somebody has pulled up stakes and left on some real well established locations there. Very few people moving around, and almost no cargo being loaded and unloaded, which looks weird. Even with the folks used to the wild. Anren, this is within a day's travel of your home turf, so you are used to this town at least from a distance, and it looks desolated. Um, Guys doing anything on the approach? Riding in full view, sneaking about. What's the plan for the approach of Scornoble?
We don't have any real reason. We haven't seen any signs to think that we should be sneaking in, right? Like I don't know that Rob would be like, we should sneak just because.
No, in fact, the bounties on us have been lifted, so we are not sought.
They could have been reestablished, but
I think
I
I'm a. Go ahead.
I was just thinking that I don't see. Well, let me see. Do I see any signs of any of my people about anywhere? Yeah, I wouldn't see a sign if it bit me right at this point. No, I see nothing.
So you see nothing, and you really haven't seen anything. You would say probably much like the townsfolk have. Perhaps your folks have drawn back in, deeper into the woods. I didn't get the impression that your folks were particularly outgoing to start with. Um, but maybe even a little bit more withdrawn nowadays. So as you head on up to Scornoble, a number of folks will come out to greet you. Can I shoe your horse? That leather looks a little worn. You should get that replaced. Have you been in for your 10,000, hoofbeat update? Can I rebalance your legs?
Rob will do all of it just to spread coin if he thinks this place has not seen a lot of coin.
Uh, Probably these folks still see coin. These are
Okay.
these are fairly well-to-do merchants. You could
Okay.
definitely spread some coin around the folks that aren't in the flim flam business. The underhorse wax so that they're ready for bikini season is probably unnecessary.
Well, I don't know. My horse sort of has some pride issues, and no, I won't do that. But I need to give him a name so that he dies. Uh, I think
Roach. Call him Roach. Dwarf.
Roach?
I think I'm gonna name him Hurricane.
Hurricane.
It's a Bob Dylan song.
Sounds good.
Oh, great.
Mine
Great
is called Rakaitsa.
Hurricaneitza? Does that
It kinda-
mean hurricane too, or does that mean something else?
It means boulder, actually.
But they
It's very
sound
big.
they sound alike, like phonetically, and Rob is extremely excited about that. But yeah, I will actually, various sundry things. Rob's gonna spread a little coin around just to kind of grease the wheels.
Sure.
I don't know how much like spreading some coin around would mean to you, but I don't want to be ostentatiously necessarily, just greasing the wheels. So I don't know. I was thinking like 7 gold for everything, just getting around. It
Yeah.
also gets me to a nice even number on my sheet.
Absolutely. So,
okay.
you can get a nice tent. You get some nice food. You tip a
Okay.
bunch of people to run errands for you, that kind of stuff. Horses all get nice and well taken care of. On top of the normal care that I think Anrin is your horse whisperer,
Yes.
literally. Oh, and Yaz, that's right. Anrin and Yaz, they tag teamed it.
Mhm.
So you get yourself settled in there. You hear a lot of the same issues. Everybody's kind of pulled in. This is a trading town. It has really no farms. It has no industry beyond that, so they're getting a little desperate for it. But at the same time, there's a lot of information trading happening right now. Yeah, again, everybody just kind of wants to know where everybody is and what everybody's doing. There's a lot of, hey, have you seen any troop movement? What's this town doing? What's that town doing? How many people have gone missing? How many people have been found? Where are the traders all going these days? Um, Now, as you grease the palms, you come across a nice little gnome family that's got plenty of room, and they get you set up in the inn. Um, any particular questions for them aside from the lay of the land?
I would do a similar thing to what I did in the last town, where
Okay,
spend some time getting to know them. I'm not gonna just bust out with, "Hey, but
so
tell
just
me
go,
about your story, et cetera, et cetera." And
yeah, just go ahead and give me the investigation side of that, just to see
okay.
how deep dive on the
Am
questions.
I by Chiquito by chance when I do
You
this?
could be by Chiquito.
Hey,
uh,
yeah.
all right. I get a boop, maybe.
Yeah, you get a boop. Yeah, you get a boop.
All right.
Definitely get a boop. You just put it like his. You'll feel his nose kind of turn to you, hit you on the shoulder, and then his hand will go right next to. There you go.
Oh,
That's a decent one.
17.
So yeah, they share with you, and the daughter of the family is a little more talkative than the other, and she says, yeah, we've really had no trade coming up from the south, almost nothing from and very little from the east. You know, over the last year, basically, we had a lot of caravans on the road, and then they just all left, and even the caravans that were on the road weren't trading much. And you do a little thinking on that one. You know that the cultists were moving a lot of illicit goods around, so they wouldn't have been trading those. That might have been artificially inflating the volume, um, which could have covered for some other activities. And now that they're saying, yeah, a lot of people have gone missing, that might have all
Yeah.
been a little smoke screening there.
Uh, I will. Well, everybody's hearing this, so everybody can tuck that away, right? We're all together.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's kind of weird how all that trade's been drying up. Maybe stuff's pretty bad down south. Any refugees coming up south?
I mean,
South?
we're not really getting a lot of folks at all. I mean, what with all the trouble in Greenest, they've gone over to Tiamat.
Trouble in Greenest is the same trouble that we're aware of, or is that a new thing?
Now that you're a little closer, it sounds like the rumor is more consistently Greenest has given itself over to Tiamat. Like it's no longer like a cursed town or a rumor. Like no, you just don't go there. I mean,
All right,
they're
so
openly you know Tiamat in the streets.
Well, they had a choice. They made the wrong one, I think.
there were
Think
people there who didn't want to make that choice, and we told them to hang on,
They made
and
the
they,
choice we told them to make to save their
yeah,
lives.
yeah.
Yes, 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 you're right. Stupid Leos.
we
And
had a bit of a hand in that, a little bit.
So
Well,
now
maybe we can fix that on the way through town.
Now, as we recall back to that, the cultists had assaulted Greenest with the assistance of mercenaries, a dragon, all sorts of nonsense, kobolds. The entire town was basically taken captive and marched across to the Badlands, on the south side of Greenest. So we're gonna look at the map a little bit here, now that we've been down south. So Greenest itself is kind of over here on the western edge of the green fields. Coming out of you cross, you reach Greenest in here a ways, and then you would normally head up to Baradusk or over to Erebor. The cultists took the folks down here near the end of the mountain range where the Stone Tooth is located. And in there's a bit of a badlands situation where the watershed heads down in this direction, cuts through the softer earth, and creates all those little plateaus and gnarly bits. Over here a ways are the Troll Mountains, and I believe Show's folks are over here bouncing between the Giant Run Mountain and the Troll Mountain. The Giant's Plain here, several hundred years ago, a band of about 5,000 giants were exterminated by dwarves. The dwarves were later exterminated by humans, and the humans basically leave the place alone because they can't handle it. Would you folks be halfway up the Troll Mountains, halfway up the Giants Run Mountains, down here in the Snowflake Mountains, or do they actually bounce side to side as the weather and the herds move? What does your folks like?
They move with the herds.
Okay.
They really only go up into the mountains at all at the high summer when it gets out of the heat.
Sounds good.
So yeah, they would be.
You got it.
Depending on the season, they might be in the plains themselves.
Excellent. At this point, I would say your folks are probably doing some of the plains work. It has not been a very hot summer, so you wouldn't be expecting them to be down here in the Snowflake Range. That's some of the highest mountains in some of the coldest areas. You would guess bouncing between here and there. You would be able to find out a little bit more once you got down here and got a good lay of what the weather's been doing. Now, Anrin's folk right over here in the woods. We've got down here the main route to Though you can kind of come in at through the back door here, but very, very rarely. It's just not a well-traveled set. Anything else that we wanted to look into before we started making our way down along the edge of the Reaching Woods, Anrin's Stomping Grounds, towards Baradusk?
No. Did my investigation check yield anything on information about Sarah?
No information about Sarah.
Okay.
So you would guess you've been asking around enough, and no one seems to be asking around for you that matches her description, that she probably hasn't been up this far.
All right. Cool.
As we start back out and head down, could I have from the party one of those fateful D12s again? As you pass by where you encountered some ogres a while back.
Hey, Casey.
Yeah.
I need a bio break.
Oh, sure. Let's do. So the D12 came in at an 8. Let's do a 5-minute bio break as I prep for our next scene. All right.
Sounds cool. Thank you.
Cool. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. And thanks out there in Twitch land for keeping us up with the re-rolls.
We will need them.
There is a good chance that they may be useful.
Always useful.
Always useful.
Always.
Very cool.
And I need.
I was looking at my backstory. I realized that I had said that I was from Shilmista. I'm not going to change it now. Darn.
Wait, Shilmista
on my
is...
character sheet. It's like right next to the Snowflake Mountains.
Oh.
I just Yeah. It's okay. I'm not going to change that now.
Thank you. For some reason, I thought you were in the Reaching Woods, and maybe
Yeah.
that was a thing I did earlier on and just blew it. But yeah, if you don't mind, we'll scoot you up there because
No, it's fine.
cool.
Yeah, I just opened my bio information, something I look at every time I open my sheet, and there was, I live in the place that is being Shilmista. Like, great. I never even said that. So it doesn't matter. Nobody else knows that
Hmm.
unless they look at my character sheet. So I thought it was funny that I'd be like right around shows, stomping grounds. So
It
maybe
might have
that's
been
why
mentioned like way at the start, but that was a year ago, and I doubt anyone's gonna look back that
anyone's gonna remember this, right? And as far as my brain is concerned, it's the Reaching Woods. So
Yeah, sounds good.
this,
And these were all one woods once, so
yeah,
you very much might refer to all of these woods as Shilmista, um, because your family might be old enough to remember that these are all one woods and they all had one name at one. Um, because
it's likely.
this whole gap right here was caused by a dragon who got pissed and went shh. So
Can't imagine which dragon that could possibly be.
there are many dragons that apparently do that. Like all of the woods in D&D, you look it up and like, yep, until this dragon got pissed and went whoosh. So
Dragons shouldn't be allowed to do that. Oh, they're
You know,
not.
did that happen to the Snakewood over there? Because that is a weirdly straight cutoff for that one.
so this I know that the reason it's called the Snakewood is because of the large black and green snakes that are found within there. I
It's kind of
do
it's kind of shaped like a snake too.
I believe that is one of the ones that got split up by the dragon fires. But like every time you read like about a forest, like if you look at like uh Forest of Worms, Reaching Wood, and Wood of Sharp Teeth, they're like, yep, that all just used to be one big forest. And you're like, oh man, that's pissed off dragons.
Seriously. I wonder how the dragon that was near Greenest is doing.
Uh, I mean, good news there. It's a black dragon, so it can't whoosh that expansively. It has to whoosh little bits at a time.
True.
It's night scale, isn't it? It is night scale.
I think so.
Yeah.
Touche.
Hanging out up here in Stone Tooth, actually, right?
I am really not happy with that black dragon.
Which one? You have personal
Well, the
relationships with.
little one is dead, unfortunately. That one I actually felt sorry about because it was tiny and clearly something was wrong with it.
There was a lot wrong with that one, yes.
And it didn't have any choice. So I felt bad about it. It was mostly just having a blast playing with its friends.
That is true.
So,
I mean, part of that play was murder, but,
but it was, children do odd things.
Was the baby.
It was a baby.
Amph.
I mean, even the Dracolich-ish one, kind of, it's kind of charming in its own way.
Got a cuteness, a morbid cuteness.
Because it too is very playful and only wants to hang out with its buddy.
Which is now dead.
Which is
Yeah.
now dead.
Sorry.
It is. That is true. And I mean, if we want to add sadness to it, they were clutch mates, so they are siblings. So it's not
I
just
know we
friend,
killed his brother.
it's brothers. But well, I mean, I guess the Dracolich hasn't been gendered, so
Well, No, neither of them were gendered as far as we know. So they siblings is the better term.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm wrong. I did refer them. They were the three brothers. I apologize. That might not have come up in this campaign, but when they signed, they were three brothers. Very specific reason. Tiamat does not like girls.
Well, I
Not.
can't imagine why
She
she
does
doesn't.
not tolerate competition.
Sounds about right.
So, as you are making your way, nope, we're still short a.
I can hear you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just attending to the dog.
All right. I take your minute or two. We'll kick back off and dog is tended.
Where's Netheril on this map?
Netheril probably won't exist. The Netheril and the Netherese folk, are destroyed.
Destroyed,
They were a ancient civilization. A lot of it, they had the flying cities and such. At
right?
least one of the flying cities ended up in the far north. I think Netheril itself may have
Up in the
been
desert, right?
around here somewhere. Yeah,
Like Anarok or something like that. Like right
yeah.
in here.
But I know at least one of their cities ended up in the far north. And so, as you are making your way along the edge of the misty woods, sorry, along the edge of the reaching woods, read the right sentence, Casey. Um, Anrin, I think this is probably the first time you pick out a distinct set of markings from your folk, and it is a warning um, that one of the villages, if you are trying to visit it, is no more. So one of the villages has been overtaken, destroyed. The symbols don't really tell that much of a story, so much as it is a there is no shelter here, go somewhere else.
One of the villages in the woods?
In the woods.
The Village in the Woods sounds like a crossover between M. Night Shyamalan and a Disney movie. We should explore.
I I want to. I want to. I don't I mean, it doesn't tell me anything. It just tells me enough to be but my family was in Waterdeep, right?
Family was
No,
in
my
Waterdeep. Gam Gam is still in Waterdeep. She is exchanging unpleasantries with King Mindlerock. Um, they're doing a little bit of one-upsmanship there.
as it should be.
Yep. And
So,
how about a quick, let's call it, let's start with a survival. Give me a quick survival, Anrin, to see if you can pick up a little bit more as to what's been going on. So
why bother having strength?
so you check it out, and yep, it's one of the towns. It's a smaller town. It's only going to have 10 to 12 families in this particular one. It's one of the ones that would be up in the canopy, so it is a raised village, and yeah, clear as day. It's the signs say basically sorry, closed for business, but in a little more of a dire tone. That no safety, no refuge, gone.
So the upper trees aren't safe, and I guess I know what that means. I really don't like dragons.
So, would you head into that village to investigate? This is still, probably an hour's travel away from the village itself that you see this sign, kind of on the edge of the forest. Where a traveler might turn in to go to this village. It's got those markings up.
Bob,
Yeah, I think if this is worrying you, we should look.
yes.
Go for it. Let's go.
Go.
I am here to support.
Chiquito, do you think it's wise?
Why you know? Of course I'm gonna. Why you even there? Of course we're gonna go.
Okay, let's go. I
Uh,
have to find out.
so you turn in and um, it's a half an hour of travel into the woods. Um, it's a decent weather. It's a little misty, a little rainy. It's in the forest, but nothing too terrible. Could I have from the party, whoever would like to take point on an investigation check?
Before we go in there, I'm sorry if this is metagamey.
Sure.
Can I give Anrin inspiration?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah. It'll rhyme with self, and it'll say elf, but I don't have anything picked right now. uh,
I'm crushed.
but you have got inspiration if you want to use it for anything, because
Sounds
I
good.
figured you're taking point.
Oh, yeah, I am taking point, and I could definitely use the
Oh, but we've
inspiration.
slept since I used my last one, so we would be that would only be 4. Okay.
Have we had a night's rest between
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
last battle and now?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and restore my hit points. That's interesting. It says I have 0.
That seems incorrect.
The
It
mummy
does,
rot
doesn't it?
finally took.
The mummy run.
I didn't have the mummy.
Surprise!
You didn't think you did.
Delayed action.
Yes, apparently it was delayed action. Okay,
Uh,
so this is an investigation check.
Investigation check, and I think the team's working together. So whoever's taking point can go ahead and have the advantage and the boop uh,
You
for that
never know
investigation.
who has mummy
Mhm.
rot. It's best to
Okay,
use protection.
Oh,
nice.
that was
Uh-oh.
intimidation, but we can
That's
apply it. So
It was meant to be inside. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. What you identify here is this particular town is kind of a little bit of a clearing in the woods. On the clearing, there's a small shrine or other religious arrangement that used to be on the ground. That has been completely destroyed. Looking about, you're like, yes, absolutely. Big claws, big dents in the trees where its tail must have whapped into. You can see where branches and leaves have been blown away, obvious signs of a dragon attack. You've dealt with enough of them. You can tell. You don't see any scorch marks. You don't see any acid. You don't see any of the, cracking you might expect from ice. You don't see of the melt or destruction from the acid. So you're a little bit off on what type of dragon. It's got to be poison. You're looking at a green, or it didn't use its breath weapon. So you're probably green dragon, biggin. This smashes on the tree. And then there's the bad news, which is that since the defenses were basically get up in the tree, fire down against a green dragon, that was a death trap. There were a lot of casualties. It looks like somebody's been through here and has done a burial. It doesn't look like there were many or any survivors.
These would be people that I at least knew in passing. I
These
take
would
it.
be. And I mean, it's it's a spread out group of families, but likely some distant relatives at least.
I want to go ahead and take a look at. I want to go ahead and take a look at the place where the bodies have been attended to, and I want to look at, and then I want to take a close look at the shrine that was destroyed.
Um, so the bodies where they were attended to were buried in proper tradition. Everything that you see here looks like it was taken care of by folks of the Elven nation of the forest. The rites seem to have been followed. It does seem to have been hastily done, so they might be fearing an additional attack. But, you know, graves were dug, ears were built, people were taken care of. The shrine, you probably have seen this town before at some point in your travels, so you were familiar that this was a shrine dedicated to some ranger, but I don't think you had that religious streak in your mind yet, so
No,
somebody who
not
did
even
something.
family religion.
Yeah, somebody who did something. Um, but it's all been smashed. Um, you could maybe
Any
find a
panther statues?
say it again.
Any panther statues floating
No,
around?
no panther
Nope.
statue on this one. This is not leading you further down the drow path. But no panthers about. Um, for the rest, as Anrin's kind of scoping out the area, you can see the Elven village, the 10 to 15 or so houses that are up in the air, the destruction on the ground. Anything else that you're looking into?
Out of desperation, I guess maybe Rob would look to see if any signs of anything of Sarah's walking through here. I'm not expecting to find anything, but just looking.
So taking a look around, you don't see anything that would give any sort of indication along those lines. Um,
Yeah,
just
just looking for luck.
just a habit. Yep.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I'm just staying on alert.
Okay. Got it.
As would
I tr-
follow Show's example.
Sure.
I want to go up into the trees now that I've had a chance to look at the ground. I
Sure.
definitely want to go up one. I want to go up and look and see and really confirm in my own mind who died because the graves wouldn't have told me enough.
You got it. So at least, so there's if you could climb, there's also some, pulley systems and some ropes, and at least one of those has been repaired since the fight, to go up and down. So you can see that there's a lot that were destroyed, a lot that have been knocked down, but at least one set's been reworked after that. Um, and as you get up there, you start taking a look around. You got a real good sense of how this fight went down. Probably the folks on the ground got hit first. That left just the people trapped up in the trees, and then tree by tree, home by home, the dragon took them apart. And you can see that some planning went into this. The ability to move between the trees, the bridges, the rope bridges, and this even the swing lines were destroyed and torn down. There's only really one set that's been repaired at this point to get from house to house. This was weirdly surgical.
How long ago? Do we have an idea of how long ago this was?
Sure. I would say you're going to say within the last week.
Okay.
Probably not within the last 2 days, though. So 4 to 5 days is probably your better guess.
Got it.
I would say that maybe we've had our fair share of different type of elemental and different type of damage. What could we tell like what kind of damage was done?
So you're not seeing any elemental damage around. So the deduction you'd have would be a green dragon using poison,
Okay.
or that the dragon had not used a breath weapon
And just
All
beat
right.
the crap out of it with bludgeoning kind
and
of
just
stuff.
and could have just tore it up.
Slashing and
Yep.
bludgeoning.
And so
So
it could have been that Dracolich. That Dracolich hasn't used a breath weapon that you've seen. Um, or it could be a dragon trying to hide what it is. I mean, hide what type it is.
Why would a dragon want to hide what type it was?
it would flaunt it. It's
Maybe. But we think that.
Well, it wasn't there when we came out of the tomb, right? Otherwise, we would have had to deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah, could Yaz look around to see if there's any like signs of cult? Maybe like
Oh, sure. So go ahead and give me a survival check as you start to sort out some of those footprints on the ground.
oh, survival. You said
I would think survival.
makes sense. I just want to double check.
I can help.
Yes, before I click this button. Edwin, does this look right? Like this shape, or like are these like 3 feet together?
Yes.
Aw, look at that. Working together. You start to kind of lay out, and while Anrin is maybe a little more focused on the people, Yaz starts working out the history here, and you can see that two masters fought here. The loser ran off in this direction, but the winner continued in this direction. The
Cane powder. I would bet my life on it. A giant was bested.
As you do lay that out, yes, it looks as though there were some humans or humanoids at least working with the dragon during the attack. You can see several spots where the dragon had landed, and then a moment later, you would imagine someone must have hopped off the back of the dragon. So you see dragon print, and then footsteps landing beside it without like seeing the dragon fall. So kind of see that pattern. You can kind of envision, at least one person working with the dragon. Or maybe, but definitely one.
I will share that hypothesis with the group.
Sure.
At this point, I know I can actually feel it in my veins. My blood is just quite literally heating up. It's like sustained rage at this point.
I feel it in my rage.
Nose.
So, as the rage settles in and you continue your investigation, a few hours pass. You're, going over it carefully. And the two or three of you that are, taking watch, basically, you notice someone approaching. And they're being subtle. They're not, ringing a bell. But it looks like they maybe have stepped out and, like, hey, I'm over here.
I'm gonna go over there.
I will watch them approach with my weapon, not brandished, but ready.
And Anrin, give me a quick, let's call it maybe a history check just to see if you remember who this person is. You've met, definitely, but whether you cared to remember. All right,
It's Leosin.
close enough. No, it is not
If it's
Leosin.
Leosin, it's not going to be good.
It is an elf, yeah, a full-blooded elf. He is a wood elf, and he looks enough like Anrin that there's probably some family relation in there somewhere. Um, he's a little nervous looking, kind of peeks at. He's like, uh, Anrin?
Yes.
Oh,
What?
and you recognize him as he sort of like asks. It's Galen. He's a uh, caretaker of the woods of a pretty low level. You could refer to him as a warden if you really wanted to church it up, but more like a woodcutter. Um, what are you doing here?
I am on my way to still complete the quest that I was sent on, and it led me back here. What happened?
It's been a dragon assaulting some of the towns. Um, Almost everyone's gathered back at Atlan. That's one of the larger, not really fortified cities, but enough folks together that it can defend itself. You should come back. It's not safe out here.
I'm not worried about it being safe. Did you see the dragon?
I didn't. No one here survived, but we do have some who did make it back. It's a green dragon. Uh, there are humans, cultists working with it. Um, some say that there's one that rides the dragon, but they're attacking the towns. They've been taking captives, killing. It's been awful.
I can see that it's been awful. It's something like this is happening up north, but nothing like this is happening up north. Have has anyone come to speak to us of this? Has anybody come from Waterdeep?
It's only been a few days now. It's just been attack after attack. We've just barely gotten ourselves together to Atland. And that's not unusual. You're sort of live in your own little small towns, villages. If something was happening, it'd take a little while for folks to get together.
So, what do you need in Atlan, if anything? Everything. I don't know. Can we? I'm going to go ahead and look back at show and Rob, especially. This is a diversion from where you want to go. You don't have to follow me, but I at least have to check to see what they need. I mean, I swore.
How far is it to Atlan?
Less than a day. How quickly do you move the forest? And Anrin, you know that question is often presented to non-elves in the "are you snails" kind of way. And you figure, Atland, you could be there in probably 3 hours.
It won't take us the day, and I'll
Let's
make
go.
sure of that.
Let's go. I mean, we got to know what happened to your people too, as much as we need to know what happened to my kin. It's all, we're here. Let's deal with it.
Well, and I'm hoping maybe the two quests will come together.
Seems like they always do.
Doesn't it always? Okay,
Weird.
it's strange how that works.
What?
Is that what's his name saying it, or is that you?
It's yeah, I was like, that is a very strange thing that you said. Um, so as Galen
You
sort of
haven't been on this very strange journey. It is not strange at all.
It is
uh,
common in its strangeness.
so as Galen sort of
Weird.
starts bringing you back and leads you to Atlan, he says, "I'm actually um sort of the leader at the moment. So
I
any
hope he doesn't see the dismay on my face.
um probably not, or if he does, he might be used to it. Um, it was it's been bad. Um, but we've got some folks together, and it's been a few days now, 3 days since the last attack. We're past it. Um, and he gets through the woods, and you're able to arrive at Atland, and you can see that this village has had some rough times too, but is not anywhere near as bad. There are a number of folks that have obvious wounds, some who just have a very sickly look to them, like they may have been subjected to the poison and still be recovering, things like that. Um, as you move into town and you sort of talk to them, the story is pretty consistently repeated across the villages as they were attacked, or across the family groupings. A dragon would swoop out of the sky, a green one. It would eliminate the people on the ground, uh, take out as many as it could with its poisonous breath. At that point, uh, cultists would begin going to work cutting the ropes. And the dragon would then just basically be breathing up into the trees, and there's very little that could be done against it. Dragon could fly, the cultists had their weapons, they did what they could, but a lot of losses. Um, the first few attacks, they were taking a lot of prisoners. The most recent ones, they've just been destroying the villages.
I want to take a look around. Are they still basically living up in the trees, staying up in the trees, and having people on the ground?
So Atlan's has restructured. It looks like they've started building fortifications to prevent that. So there are a lot more people on the ground. There's a lot more shelters built. There's little palisades set up. Um, but I mean, dragons are big.
So dragons are big and we are not. And yet we've made ourselves big by building these places. This is a target. Why are we still here?
Um, where would we go?
The woods. You are small. We can travel through the woods. The woods are ours. We don't have to be in the trees or in groups on the ground.
And
Small bands and get people out.
as you start saying that, they're looking at you like a little, like, Anren, how long have you been away from the woods? And it's been a year-ish, more maybe
Has been
3. How long were you in?
probably.
How long were you in chasing that before you
It's
even
been
set
over
out?
a year and a half at this point.
Okay. And they're like, um, the gnolls have come down from the north. It's not safe to be traveling in small groups. And you kind of realize they're in a bad spot where if they try and small group through, there's gnolls. If they group together bigger, there's a dragon. It's a rough spot for them to be in.
They stay here, they're sitting ducks or sitting quetzalcoatluses or whatever, but they're sitting and they're going to be eaten. Well, we can't stay here.
Well, uh, there's not a lot we can do. If we had someone who could take care of the dragon, then we could band together and take care of the gnolls. If we could have someone who could take care of the gnolls, we could scatter and stay away from the dragon. But unless we were to abandon our home to the gnolls,
Can you hold for a moment? Are there any of the warriors of our people left?
there are, and you know that there are capable hunters amongst your folk, but it's even your warriors, dragon slayers are very rare. Like that's
Knoll slayers. I mean, I know that gnolls are not. Okay.
and so with that you're like, well, of course. I mean, you could kill a gnoll or two, and they're like, no, there's more. And thinking back on what you saw with the hyenas getting ready to change over, there must be a lot.
The kind of a lot that requires an army.
The kind of a lot that would require an army, and if an army got together, there would be kind of a dragon. So we're at the need help of some sort. Brave adventurers to go after a dragon, an army to go after gnolls. You happen to have any of those?
Well, the army is possible, but it will take a while to get here. Let's see what we can do about both. Do we still have the speaking stone?
Yes, you do have your sending stone on you.
Okay, so excuse me for just a moment. Chiquito, you're the
Yeah.
wisest You're the wisest person in the group.
Stop it.
But you are.
I'm sorry. I know.
Oh, go on.
You are. Okay. You are more wise
Stop it.
than I
But
am.
listen, don't. There's no need to be talk about how nice people are. This is something. Your people are in trouble. What do you need?
Okay. So I want you to tell me if my plan is wrong because I don't plan anything ever. I just act. But it seems to me that it would make sense that we try to bring an army here, but in the meantime that we try and take out the dragon because we've done that before. We've killed dragons. We can do it. We might want to get some poison antidote, but we can do it. And we can get an army because at least maybe the Harpers could help us with that. They've done it before too. Waterdeep cannot want this to fall.
Uh, yeah. Yes. Um. I feel water deep. Just being there seems like they are definitely into their best interest of what's good for Waterdeep, maybe. So I don't know, but I mean, definitely, if it's a rising threat, maybe they might see it's best to snuff it out where they can, because this plague, of sorts, seems to maybe start. It could sweep around this whole land. Seems like. Um, I see. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone, but the best, I would say the best course of action, make sure your people are safe. Um, I'm just, I'm just kind of, I thought we were done with this whole, I thought we snuffed out this whole mess about it. I guess the Colt, I don't understand how we took care of this. I don't understand how it's like one, you cut one head off and another one, two more grows. I don't know what's going on here. Uh,
Starting.
5 heads is going on here.
yeah. No, I get it. But what I'm what I'm saying is, I think we got a lot more work ahead of us. Is what I'm saying. I think it's best that we definitely take care of Rob and make sure we put him at ease. But because I mean, if his daughter, is down there in Greenest and everything, I mean she might be in the lion's den, the dragon's den almost. I wonder if that Greenest might be the place that is now almost like a stronghold for this cultist activity. It certainly is close enough. Uh, there are quite a bit of questions, and I don't want to say we go and take care of something. I mean, we are a group and we are capable, but there are so many things that we have to take into consideration. I don't want to say one thing or another. Uh, I
So
feel that the best course of action at this time is talk with everyone else. Let's see what they have to say, and we go from there. But definitely, the course of action is not to sit and on our laurels. We have to move and we have to act. 'Cause this seems like this is even a bigger threat than we thought it was going to be.
we didn't leave everything good in Greenest.
No, but at the same time, I mean, I'm not here to. I mean, I'm here. I will take responsibility for our actions if we did something. But I mean, we are not the cult. In no way do we say that we are the cult or we're part of that. I mean, we try to save those people. So in no way should we feel that we are necessarily. I mean, we guided them to a certain point, and they took their just
They
like
took
how
their
we
turn.
all have decisions to make.
That's
Unfortunately,
fair.
they made their own, and we could only try our best to rectify what I mean. what kept him alive at this time. I mean, we could rectify if we don't see that we could change them. I don't know what we can do. We can't make that decision for them.
Well, we can't undo what they did anyway. So, Rob, if you can call the Harpers and let them know, or we can speak to the Harpers and let them know, was that what you could do? At
We
least
can
then they would
sending
know.
Stone Leosin. I know he's your favorite, but he is a Harper, and he can get word to the Harpers.
And he
I
can
don't.
also get word to others.
Yeah, and we can also tell him that maybe he needs to sit this one out. You know, um,
It would be wise
Maybe
if
we,
you were far away. Well,
I really hope he's still hanging around with that Unthar Froome. Hey, that guy seemed like a straight shooter.
yeah, that'd be all right.
yes, he could bring Unthar for with my blessing. Actually, maybe the two of them together wouldn't be so bad. Because Unthar could sit on Leosin.
Because Unther can keep him in
What?
check.
Oh,
And as
got
you're
it. Thank you, guys.
thinking back on that one, Unther is very influential amongst the High Riders of El Terrell. So part of his military um,
I-
command is reasonably nearby, just a little bit off to the west. So that is a potential army or armed force that you could gain access to. Um, and you do have the sending stone. We'll skip the keep it to 25 words and just go more for what the we won't make you do the message crafting today.
Green Dragon! Exclamation point! Get the heck here.
uh, you know, Green Dragon exclamation point. Um, so information that you're sending over, the Reaching Woods, Green Dragon attack, elves in trouble, need an army, there are gnolls about. Um, anything else that you want to give him information on, and because I didn't ask for the detail before, have you told Waterdeep what's happened with the Black Mask and the White Mask yet? Because they were saying, hey, get them back here as quick as you can. Those seem to be important. Did anybody tell them yet that, hey, maybe they're not as in our possession as you might think?
Not yet.
Okay,
I
Do they
feel like
have to
that's
know
on
right
a
now?
need to know, and we're not at need to know level yet.
fair. Totally fair.
We know where the Black Mask is. It's not like we can't find it.
We can find it. I don't know if we'll get it back.
We can ask at least. I
That
mean, it's not out of our reach.
totally fair.
Oh,
So
could we add with that message just that not only are there gnolls, but they are in the process of growing in number?
yep,
Yeah, I think that's important to note.
absolutely. So you pass along that information. Leosin takes a little time and then he responds back to you. That
I was having breakfast. Sorry.
yeah,
I found a way to get myself captured.
I did. Why don't you post yourselves up in one of the villages, and when the dragon shows up, surrender to it, and then you'll know where its lair is. No. What he
No.
what he responds back is,
You would
um,
know better.
uh, the dragon
We
that you're describing,
check that.
the dragon that you're describing may be the same one that was assaulting the Misty Forest, King Mendelrock's domain. It
Mm.
left some weeks ago. We did not expect it to continue attacking. That dragon was seen being ridden by a cultist wearing the green dragon mask. Retrieve it if possible, but do not put the other masks in danger.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Good news.
So he doesn't know yet, but that was his set to you.
We can do that.
The High Riders are aware of the Knoll problem and are working to resolve it, but they are being overwhelmed. More aid is needed. Um, so it seems as though the Knolls are on a absolute rampage at this point. It will need some concerted effort. Likely the elves, the High Riders, and some of the other folks working together. The dragon being in the mix is going to really foul it up until that dragon's taken care of.
That seems pretty straightforward. I mean, it does.
Any other information that you wanted to bounce back and forth? Leos, of course, gives you the fill-in, and as he has been doing each day, with the reports. Nothing happens to have been found of note, but he is keeping in the loop as he dutifully does. And when he doesn't have information, you get his, tidbits, observations on Waterdeep, views of restaurants.
Oh, Leosin's got a Yelp. That's awesome.
No, that's
Uh,
cool.
This
That's
one
cool.
is this
He
one is
has a
3.5
Yelp
stars.
Um, would there be way to kind of? I mean, we're kind of talking back and forth. Would there be a way to kind of talk to Untharp Froome too and let him know, or ask at least to relay that message to him too, or no?
I mean, I guess I could give the standing stone to Unthar, but I could just pass the message along for you. No, you really want to talk to Unthar?
Shake it,
And
shake it.
and so it's been like it took like 3 sendings over the course of a
yeah.
couple of days
Uh-huh.
to convince him that he's gonna give up the stone, and then
We didn't
eventually.
want to take that much time.
And, no,
Three
no, no, no,
three
no. Like
days.
like
We were waiting
I
about an hour, but
I feel like this is something you've been doing over the course of your journey.
okay.
Like he's like
All
just
right,
just give
yeah.
Unthar the stone, but I could just give him the.
And the
Uh,
stone.
so Unthar's like yellow. Um,
yeah. Hello.
Yellow, yellow.
Talk.
Moshi Moshi.
Go.
So what did you want to pass along to Unthar, Drake?
Same thing.
Oh.
Understanding that we're very close.
Yep.
That it's actually very close to El Terrell, and that we'll use Rampage because that sounded like a good.
Yep.
Describing word, and whatnot about the gnolls and whatnot.
So
And just good people need help and whatnot.
Onthar does give you a better and more accurate military breakdown of what's going on, and he sort of identifies that yes, absolutely, it's a priority, but we can defend a city much more easily than we can attack an entire area. We have to defend the cities at this point. Once we get more support in, then we can move on the gnolls. The gnolls are basically ranging in wild anywhere. They can't wrangle them all with the forces they have. They're happy to start working into the forest, but we're gonna need more help. So they're gonna try,
Right.
but
Right.
a lot of help is needed here.
And so we gotta go and talk to all those different groups that we could have talked to in Waterdeep.
Well, if we can eliminate the dragon, then perhaps the elves can help take care of the gnolls afterwards.
Yep. Taking care of the dragon would get the elves back to the normal defenses that
Stable.
works. Yeah, I mean, gnolls attacking from the ground, the elves shoot down. Life is easy peasy. But the dragon in the mix, that's a mess.
Agreed.
Sorry, Casey, can I retcon something for a hot second?
Sure.
Well, we still were talking to Leosin before we convinced him that he's useless. Can I?
What?
Can
Not
Call
you
him
differently. Call it
Leosin.
differently useful.
Differently.
It is
differently
differently useful.
differently useful because actually I do have a use, and that's I was hoping he would talk to her name starts with an R, Lady
Ramalia.
and see if there's any new intel from the Harper's Network in the South on my daughter.
So you really have narrowed it down to this point that she has almost got to be in the area in and around Greenest.
Greenest. All right.
To the best
she's not an
she's not
yeah.
an She doesn't seem like she's traveled north. She hasn't made it to Candlekeep, to Baldur's Gate, to any of those major towns. She might have headed out east. She might have headed out east, but that's nobody would do that. Like if she
they
was,
did, they'd run into shows people, and we'd have a shot there.
You got it.
Okay.
Now,
So greenest is my best bet. All right.
greenest is the best bet. Now, a question about shows folks. I don't get the feeling that shows folks trade much. Um, maybe a little bit, but not enough that there would be a real good Harper or Black Network communication going through there. Shows that?
Very unlikely.
Okay.
There are members of them that range further out and probably trade for small necessities, but they're fairly self-sufficient.
Right. There's no road that goes through. There's no networking that happens, and most likely the people who would go through that way would be the undesirable smugglers, um, which would run the risk of slaving. So
They do have a long history of assisting those that find themselves out in the Giant's plane and needing assistance. So if she did go that way, there's a real good chance that they would have found her.
got
But
it. So that might be your kind of your two places that are a little bit of a dead zone for you right now. Greenest because they're warning people away, and then the Giants planes just because there's not a lot of communications that go out of there, and those that even would now are even less because of the trade cut down and greenest being cut off. So those would be the spots to look.
All right. I gotta say, folks. I'm sorry, Casey. Do you have more?
No, go for it.
Uh, I'm not terribly compelled to do much more than help Anrin's folks get set back up, because it seems to me like they're the best bet for dealing with this green dragon. I mean, we might be able to help if we're here at that time, but then, I mean, I feel like I want to head south to greenest once we get Anrin's folks up and in a position of strength again. You know, is that
well, it sounds like the position of strength only comes when the dragon is defeated.
And the dragon might be at greenest.
oh,
That's really what I'm thinking. I mean,
okay?
I
I missed a plot point there. Sorry. Um,
it might not be, but I'm just saying. I mean, that might be the stronghold of the. I mean, our allies might not be our allies anymore.
our line is to greenest is what I'm picking up here. I'm sorry. I must have missed a plot point
Oh,
there.
no worries.
Is
So
that where we think the dragon will be found?
Okay.
So,
Is it?
kind of breaking that one down, you don't think the dragon could be in greenest and making the attacks with the frequency that it has been. That would be, even with the dragon flight, that would be too much fly time to be doing the sort of daily attacks that it's been doing.
Sunset Mountains, Dark Hole.
You would actually suspect probably in the northern woods of the Reaching Woods. It's probably
Right.
in the woods somewhere. Um, Likely that was and you're kind of laying this one out. You did some really good investigations early on, so you've got a good handle on it. um, Likely that was the reason for the rapid fire first attacks. It was clearing itself some space, and then the attacks slowed down a little bit to a steady set of attacks. It probably doesn't have a proper lair. It's probably opportunistically taken over something. A green dragon in the woods your people would have known. Um, but it could definitely have taken over anything as a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, an abandoned tower or
Abandoned tower, cave, big tree. I mean, you have some wonkin' big trees.
that's
So,
true.
Do we have an idea of size and age of this dragon?
uh, from the from the damage that's been dealt and the um descriptions of the people, you would say this is definitely a adult-ish dragon, and you would specifically say it is a big dragon. Um,
It's big.
it's big. It's a big fella. You would say an adult dragon.
Boy dragon.
Dragon, dragon.
So in Altarand, is there any um, any opportunity to speak with a healer or somebody else who might have potions or
They're pretty strapped at the moment. They could start brewing some for you. Um, Basically, they've been making as many as they can. Potions take what, a day to make a potion? So each day you wait, they could have another one available for.
If
Okay.
we were to give them our all of the poisons that we found, could those be used to make antitoxins?
Ooh,
You.
what a clever idea.
They could certainly give it a go.
Well, we don't want them either way, right?
We want the antitoxins. We don't want the poisons.
We don't want the poisons, right? So even if they fail, who cares? We're not out anything.
Yeah, so what I will say is that's a heck of a good idea. Um, let's
Right.
say give me a we'll randomize it a little bit. Give me a D20.
Mm-hmm.
5 and below it's a fail. They can't do it. They end up wasting it. Any number greater than 5, that minus 5 is how many doses of poison. Is it poison resist or is it neutralize poison? Think.
Neutralized poison.
Hang on.
Well, they failed.
Oh
How
no!
did you do that, Joe?
Oh,
What'd you do,
Joe!
Joe?
I'm gonna use the reroll. I've got him.
Yeah, do
That
the
sounds good.
reroll.
So give
You
me
could
give
do
me a
it.
fresh D20 there.
Yay!
Yay!
Must be the money.
That's right.
Oh
uh,
well.
so we will say
We should
that
have
you
that
end
fun.
up with 3 potions of poison resistance.
Yay.
Yeah, 3 potions of poison resistance. And that is good for 1 hour of poison resistance when you drink that potion.
Cool.
Nice.
Good idea.
Okay.
Right.
And we can delete all those poisons from our
You can
our
yank all them
store.
poisons out of there.
Sounds good.
As they're like,
My mind went straight to bone mass for Valheim. I was like, all right, let's go.
got it. So you converted your potions. Are you going to spend any days there waiting for them to make healing potions? They were able to do that for you kind of on the fly, while you're getting your rest for that evening. But otherwise, I think it might be set out into the woods the next day, or are you waiting and laying a trap? What's the plan?
I don't think we have the time.
No, we
I
gotta
Yeah,
think
we
go.
we
have
should.
3.
Let's
We have
let's just
3.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 3
Uh,
healing potions.
got it. Potions are set. Uh,
I mean,
you.
we had them before.
Yep.
The very beginning. Yep.
Yep. So you got your
I'm sorry.
potions. You are ready to set out. Any resupply that's necessary. They've got arrows, they got bows, that kind of stuff taken care of. You're probably going to want to leave the horses behind. This forest is a bit dense for horses, as well as the fact that, dragon.
I will take a longbow and some arrows.
Absolutely may.
Yeah, because I have no range weapon whatsoever.
I would recommend a sling. They're great.
Hey, no, you said
Um,
slings are for you're a bad boy. You're being
I'm,
naughty there, Rob.
I am. I'm messing with you. I'm really sorry. I'm nervous. I'm showing it in ways that are not helpful. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I wouldn't be able to use it anyway. I'm going to stick with what I know.
Plus,
Thank you.
you're not a chump, Aaron.
Yeah, because slings are for chumps.
Slings are for chumps.
No, you've used them very well, but I am
I have
poor.
not. I have not.
Slings are
You
for
know,
chumps.
that was great.
So, as the party gears up, longbows provided, slings if necessary, arrows equipped, etc. You start moving towards the northern part of the woods, and uh, while the strikes against the settlements were very, very precisely handled out, they weren't exactly subtle. They were definitely kind of clearing from north to south, working their way down the woods, you know, uh, forcing people ahead of them. So you pass by several of the ruined villages. The markings have been made, the bodies have been buried, and so on. You're half a day or so of travel through the wood, moving north, and then cutting through the sound of the forest animals, you hear the crack of a tree splitting and other trees knocking off to the side. Woof, it hits the ground, and you can feel it reverberating. And then you hear a, "Oh, help!"
Did somebody cry for help?
Yes, someone just said, "Oh, help!"
Not
Sorry,
Leo.
I must have a
Probably.
compressor on because it shut off the high end of that.
Oh,
Yeah, for me too.
oh, sorry. So it was oh help, but a little bit higher pitched.
Oh.
Mickey
Oh,
Mouse,
help!
Mickey Mouse,
Mickey Mouse style. Sorry,
Okay.
Oh,
didn't
help!
realize I had my cutoff there. Oh help!
Haha.
But
Oh,
as the party may have
Oh,
noticed, it sounded a little forced.
Yeah.
oh no.
Oh no, a cry for help.
I bet it's hags.
Help!
I am
Knowles, I'm Knowles,
moved.
It's
dragon
always
cultist.
hags.
I'm in distress.
Oh, yes, you are. Let's go.
And you will be.
Let's go. All right, we're feeling squirrely. Let's go.
So as you sort of move adjacent to the direction, you can see where the tree fell. You can see as it landed. Somehow, despite the fact that this thing is feet wide and must weigh thousands of pounds, an older woman has been
It's a hag.
pinned beneath it, and she's like, "Help!" And she doesn't look injured. There's no blood spray everywhere. She doesn't look like she was split in half, by the force of a falling tree. Just very conveniently pinned. Help!
Okay, I'm gonna do stealth using, yes. Okay, I'm gonna use the natural cover, which is part of my,
What else?
what is that called? Yeah, it's the wood elf thing. Or
Of the
I can go
wild.
ahead and, yes, thank you, Mask of the Wild, and I'm just going to go ahead and use that, and I am going to get as close as I possibly can and look and see what the heck is really going on.
Sure.
I was kind of thinking of doing the same thing. I was going to use the many faces thing or whatever it's called that I have.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mask of Many Faces. And just make myself more green
Okay.
to attempt to copy what Anrin does.
Sure.
And kind of sneak
Camouflage.
along. Yeah.
So Yaz, can I see the stealth as you camouflage?
I am now the chameleon. See, and stealth button.
But yes,
Ooh,
he
better
comes
chameleon
and
than-
goes. He comes and goes.
Comes and goes, yeah.
Anrin and Yaz, you both move quite close. Older woman, human, 70, 80 maybe. She got a lot of hair. It's a lot of gray. Her leg looks like it's trapped underneath a tree that just fell down, and she's like, "Help!"
That's a hag. Sorry.
Bet it's hags.
Help!
Bet it's
Have you met
cultists.
Max?
Rob, who is normally a bleeding heart, is extremely suspicious.
Oh, boys,
Definitely.
help, please. Could I get some help over here?
Hey, Tweedot.
Oh my gosh, it's the commoner. We
I-
have to.
I'm sorry. Apparently, my high end cuts out, so help.
Oh no, the commoner from Greenest. We have to help her.
She was so badass. Yaz is gonna remain just hidden for now and just kind of. He doesn't want to blow such a good cover.
So as you're all just like sitting there watching, she's like,
Help. Nope. Nobody. Nobody in the whole forest gonna help an old lady. Just gonna leave. My leg. My leg gets trapped. Help.
I'll walk out.
Hey, they know we're here, obviously, so just saying, get ready.
so
They know we're here.
so as you walk out, she's like,
Oh, thank goodness. Could you help
Yes.
me with my leg?
Yes, thank goodness indeed. It is fortunate that it only caught you so slightly. I will attempt to help you.
Yes, I've always been a very lucky person. If you could just give it a little oomph there.
I will do so.
And
I inspire show quickly with the quick little, just a 2 sentence like, I'm showing love with you.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. That didn't come out right.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you did. Stop it. Stop hiding your
My
feelings.
ears
Uh,
keep having that weird feeling every time you say
It's just a weird kick. I just gotta get that
Just
out.
how
It,
songs
I
go.
mean, the tips
yeah.
of them just go.
It's a song. It's just a song. It's just a song from I heard it now. Anyway, go
so
on.
show if you wouldn't mind, give me an athletics check there, please. As tree, and you're just like, oh, and you're
And
like,
I'll go ahead and use that inspiration.
yep,
I
and you're
got a
like,
17.
grab hold of it. It's not a great grip. You like your hands are kind of a little slippy on it, and you're like, this is not gonna work. And then it just like rolls almost way too easy, just off again. And the woman like stands up like, oh, thank you. You're the best. Well, have a good day.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
He sounds like my booby.
Sorry, I was trying to talk higher, but apparently there's some
I-
feedback problems.
Well,
make
I hope
make
that you
sure
have better
you
luck
eat enough.
All right,
going
goodbye.
Bye.
On your way out, can you get me a carton of Virginia Slims? I just need a
Slims.
sweetheart. Yeah.
Such a kind soul.
Does she happen to have?
Yes,
she have?
actually, she sounds a bit like you. Yes.
What? Like me?
Yeah. I mean, there's a little
Oh.
overlap there. I don't know.
I hear no resemblance.
Did she have like javelins near her at all?
Javelins?
Yeah,
The
No,
commoner.
no,
the commoner. No, okay.
no. It wasn't a commoner. It was a different person.
I know, but
Just a,
still.
just a
Sounded
random,
really similar.
just a
Really
random.
uncanny.
Right.
I mean, there's only she actually sounded very high pitch until the filter was applied. So
So I'm just gonna watch her go.
Let she go.
Yeah,
Bye.
we're gonna watch her as she leaves. I am anyway.
All right.
Quietly. Could I follow?
could you
What?
follow?
Is she going anywhere?
She was standing still. She's
Oh,
like waving by,
I'm
like you're gonna
sorry.
leave.
I heard that she was walking away. I don't know why I heard that.
I had a feeling. she
Oh
was walking away
man,
too.
I thought she was.
the tree,
I thought she
the
was
tree,
too.
the
This is
tree
the-
writes
this-
itself. like,
Were you waiting for me to go? All right, bye. And then she starts moving
I'll
away.
stop walking. You go ahead.
But she looks like she's not quite sure where she's going. Like she goes like 3 steps in one direction, looks back at you like you're all watching her,
Oh,
and then
it's
she
so awkward because you already said goodbye, but you have to walk past them again.
Oh,
I hate that.
Oh, shoot,
You know
we're
what?
going in the same direction. Like,
What's the deal?
Sorry.
What's the deal? What's going on here?
Old woman or old man,
What?
woman, Dennis. What?
Yep, but
Are you a man or a woman?
Oh, they are me.
Old
It's an old woman. What are you talking about?
old
Are-
person.
I'm a
Are you
lady.
nonconformist?
Okay. Well,
It's the
I'm-
old that's confusing me, dear.
the reason I'm asking, I mean, I just, sorry.
I'm very average for my age.
Are you part of an I'm sorry, I was going to do a whole thing with my Python, but I'm not gonna. There's some lovely filth over here, Dennis. Anyway, no, the question I have for you, actually, I've got two. Since my friend Show here was able to get that boulder off you, maybe you'd be inclined to answer two questions for us.
Oh, sure, anything for heroes like you.
Heroes like Show. But
Could you take your hat off, dear?
We are outside. Hats are fine.
I really don't want to. Why do you want me to take my hat off?
I feel like if I could get you to start taking off your clothes, we could just keep it rolling for a while.
Uh-huh. That's
I'm gonna.
you think that's the first time I've heard that, but it isn't.
I don't want to hear you asking Rob to take his clothes off.
Yeah.
From
Look,
Aaron and his eyes hiding spot, I'm gonna like just lean over and whisper to her, "This is getting weird."
look,
My
man,
ears
man,
weird.
hurt.
we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. We could just drink some cherry wine and have a good time. But my question is, um, first off, just
Strawberries.
straight up,
Cherries.
straight up. Have you seen a dragon?
I have seen a dragon.
Which
Several.
way was? Wait, several.
Oh yeah, they're flying all over the place.
Wait a minute. Are you saying there's an infestation of dragons in this forest?
Oh, in the forest? No, there's only like one.
Oh, you get around. I'm sorry. I kind of pegged you as a local, but you're clearly cosmopolitan. I'm sorry. Um, recently, have you seen a dragon in this vicinity?
Oh yeah, there's one up in the north causing all kinds of trouble.
What color is that one? I mean, not to get all colorist, but I'm just wanting to know.
Oh, green is envy.
Green is envy. All right, good to know. Um, anybody else wandering through here that's not of the typical, I mean, this is mostly where elves live, right? So, like, anybody else been wandering through here?
Oh, there's been all sorts of gnolls.
Knowles, yeah. All right, we've heard that. Good to
I have
know.
a question.
Yeah. Sorry, I said two, but yeah, I mean, we'll push our luck. No whammies. Go for it.
Well, I'm a different person, so I could.
Yeah, right.
I
I'm
was
just,
talking to you. Okay,
Rob,
another.
yeah, this is Chiquito. I'll sit
Hey,
out.
how you doing? How you doing?
Ah,
Keto.
doing well.
All right.
I shouldn't
What's
have
the
introduced
deal?
you by name.
What's the deal? No, it's no biggie. Whatever.
What deal, sweetie?
That, what are you doing out here?
I'm
You
a lamb.
trying to?
Oh, this
You,
clumsy tree fell on me.
right? Yeah. Okay. What's the deal? What's going on? You trying to hurt us, or are we okay? We okay to go?
No, I wouldn't hurt you. You look like stand-up fellas.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing out here?
Oh, I was just taking a walk with my trees.
Does she seem
Oh.
legit?
You look over at the trees, and the tree's like, whoops. And you're like, what? Did that tree just? Yeah, that tree just went whoops. Oh, Amrina, you're a little
I
muty.
I talked to it. I talked to her in a language that no one else understands, and I go, you go, are you you a druid there?
Oh, sweetie, you speak the language. It's lovely.
I guess everyone hears back, sneak.
I've said it before, but we are so weird.
Chiquito kind of like,
Chiquito is talking backwards and dancing on the tile floor.
And
That's where I was going with it too. I was like, the
his
bubble gum
head
you
goes
like to
around.
chew.
He goes
It's
like
back
this.
in style.
Yeah. He goes like his whole body goes around in a circle.
Yeah.
Why do I suddenly want a slice of pie really bad?
This is damn fine coffee and hot.
and by the way, Guild Superior, thanks for the raid, and you just popped into Druid Speak apparently, which who knew is speaking backwards while doing the robots. So there we are.
We don't call it the robot. We call it the
Yeah.
Chiquito.
The Chiquito.
Oh.
It's
Call it the man from another place.
you know, sweetie, your accent's a little bit stiff. You want to just loosen that up.
And as she does it, like you're like doing like boop boop boop, and she's just
Sure.
like willow in the wind.
Oh, I could get into that. Yep.
Yeah, you just want to give a little, just yeah.
What are you doing? What's going on out here,
Easily.
then? What are you doing out here?
Your
You really
leafy friend
okay?
over there's got it.
I'm just going to have a seat and wait.
This is really exciting, guys. He says in comment. Goes back to and then kind of lets it go a little loosey goosey this time.
Yeah,
Little oil
that's
can.
that's um. So you all here to take care of that dragon?
Yeah. We could go back. It's okay. We go back to common. It's okay if we go back to
We go back
common.
to common.
They're
Okay,
my
good.
friends. All right.
And she starts talking back in common with roughly the same voice.
Trying to step back out of the
Hello.
hiding that I've been in. Because why not?
All right, sweetie. So, let me level with you. It would be a huge favor if you could take care of that dragon up there. Um, and I got a little blessing here for you.
Now, I am new to idioms, but when you say take care of, you don't mean like care for it.
I did not
You
realize
mean
I
like
had to be that
eliminate
clear.
it. No,
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's idioms are a new thing, so I think I know this one.
Yes,
Yes, it's
we
time
want
to come out.
you want to remove the dragon from the forest that it does not
We.
belong in.
Okay, yes.
We.
We,
You more than you, plural.
or my trees.
And she points to the tree.
Okay.
The tree's like, "Hey."
The
Hey, how you doing?
tree's gonna
Good to
help.
see you. Why'd you fall on her? They're doing. That wasn't very nice.
Very clumsy, that one.
And you like look over, and he's like,
You know, I
Stop
really
it,
like that
Mom.
we are not the weirdest one in this conversation.
So, I do have a blessing for you if you want it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I should maybe. You're on the up and up, right? You're okay.
Oh, yeah, sweetie, of course.
and she kind of reaches up to her hair, and she just grabs a piece, and she's like, "Boop," pulls it out, and she like makes a little and gives a little twist, and it's kind of like a loop of hair, and she just starts reaching like she's gonna put it around your neck, like she's gonna drop it over your head,
Okay,
and then
here
she's
we
gotta kind of
go.
like work it around your branches, and
My
get
antler
steadier.
branches. Yeah.
Yep. And then as she lets it go, you've got a nice little garland of flowers around your neck.
There you go. That's very dashing. You keep that on. Now, who else wants one?
I'll take one.
I'll look at Chiquito.
What do I feel? What do I feel? Okay. Does it seem okay to me?
I mean, it's a ring of flowers around your neck. If you
I
have your
look.
nose on to know if it's
My, I,
fragrant.
no, I don't have my nose on.
I
I'll
mean,
take it
there's
off. I'm like, no, I'm not.
yeah. So it's just flowers.
My
I'd put
pretty.
one in my hat if Chiquito thinks it's okay.
I think I mean, what is it? Wait, hold on. What does this do? What does this do? If you don't mind me asking.
It's a blessing, sweetie.
Yes. Go on.
Well, with
What is it again?
with
It's
this
a
on,
blessing, sweetie.
all the creatures of the forest know that you have our blessing.
Oh.
Blessing.
All of the creatures.
I mean, maybe there's a stupid one.
There's
Yeah.
always
That did definitely happen. I was just. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
I'm
When you
sorry.
guys are talking to those.
Was that about me?
No,
no,
way.
no,
I was
no.
gonna say when you guys are talking to those horses over there, you're picking the stupid ones most of the time. I'm sorry to let you guys know. I didn't want to like rain on your parade, but if you would have gone over to the other side of the stable, you would have got a much better answer half the time.
Next time I will ask you which ones to talk
Mm.
to. I'm
Okay.
learning.
Sorry. I'm just so excited. I can't believe this is
I
this is
can't
the
believe
first
it
time I've ever.
either.
Is
I didn't.
Halkaitza a smart horse?
Is Boulder a smart? Yeah, definitely.
Smart like Boulder. Many people
Oh.
have said that before.
It's good. It's smart. One of us should be.
So
Stop.
we
You
all
two.
have
Stop
flowers
it.
now.
I has
I'm
anyone
not doing anything.
did anyone refuse the flower gift?
I did
I
not.
did.
If
we're
Chiquito
gonna be
has
okay.
approved it,
We're gonna be
if
okay.
Chiquito has approved it, I will accept it.
My reasons are a little bit different, but I'm accepting it too.
We're gonna be
I mean,
okay.
if you
This is
got it,
wonderful.
then
This is amazing. You know what? I wish. Oh my gosh. It's so. Wow. What is your
you
name? What
have
is your name?
I'm glad you like it, sweetie. My name
What is? Yeah.
my name's Ruth.
Oh, Ruth.
Of course.
Chiquito. It's a pleasure. Wow.
It's a pleasure to meet you too, Chiquito. You're very sweet.
Thank you so much.
You remind me of a
You too.
banana.
Who? A banana?
You
What'd you
remind
say?
me of a banana. I just say Chiquito, I think banana.
Yeah. What? Why?
I don't know. Chiquito banana. I almost want to dance.
Yeah. Rob could probably come up with a song right real quick.
yeah,
I just love I love the druid from Crown Heights here. Like
that's a thing. A druid
this
from
is
Crown Heights.
yeah, she's like, it's a mitzvah. All right, everybody.
I really tried a high pitched voice. The mic wasn't
No,
working with me.
I know. I'm loving it.
Nope, she was faking the high pitched voice.
Yeah,
This is her.
Yeah.
This started out as a whole different character.
I love her. I love her.
Uh, so,
Alright, sweetie. You got the blessing, you got your garlands. You go ahead. You go ahead and have fun.
Now just,
Wink,
Ruth,
wink, wink.
how
Make
long- I'm
sure
sorry,
you
go ahead,
eat.
Anna.
Make sure you eat and get lots of water. Little bit of water will make everything go better. You don't want to have the trust. Trust me. All right.
I don't know what came over him.
I, sorry.
Rob, do you know Ruth?
Oh, yeah, you know, as a bard, I played a couple of bar mitzvahs.
You sound as if you are almost from the same tribe.
I'm sorry.
I don't know Ruth, but I know Ruth.
Rob Rob changed his name. His original name was Robert Zimmerman. I sorry. I I shouldn't do that, but oh god, that's funny. To me. All right.
solid. So with that, you have the blessings of Ruth the Druid, and she has bestowed upon you the blessing that the creatures of the forest will recognize you as friends and on a mission. You suspect that probably if you were to remove the garlands, they would lose that effect. So if anyone should happen to remove their garland for any reason, do please let me know.
Could I at least ask
be-
Ruth how long?
Is it okay to put on my
it's a
hat,
blessing?
Casey? Sorry.
Oh yeah, you can, as long as it doesn't come off your body. So you just have to kind of rustle it up there.
Could
Okay.
I
Cool.
ask Ruth maybe how long it might last, that blessing?
Oh, until you remove the garland there, sweetie.
Ooh, okay then. And then I'll just finally
Right.
ask Ruth, maybe if we're kind of moving on, definitely ask Ruth where, maybe if I could kind of, maybe kind of touch bases again with her, because I'd love to talk to her about so many different things, and I have so many questions, and this is kind of nice to have someone to kind of talk to about certain
sweetie, though.
nature and certain things.
This is a little north where I usually haunt. Most of the time, hang out in the shimmering. It's very nice this time of year.
Cameron Fields.
Shimmering
Okay.
Fields.
I'll write that down.
That's just a bit south.
Do you have any more flowers that I could put in my hair to match the garland?
Oh, you
Oh.
want flowers? We'll do you
I,
flowers.
I do like them.
But we'll do you up. Yeah, turn around there, sweetie, and like
Oh, that is
flowers.
amazing.
Entire braid is just like, all right.
I adore her. And
Here
Rob,
they're doing this again.
Rob's gonna start like composing a song about how awesome Ruth the Druid is.
The
I was
druid.
very, very suspicious at first, but it turns out she's pretty cool druid.
From the shimmering flats down south.
Okay.
Just head down there. If you see the centaurs, you're in the right place. If you hit the Wemmicks, you've gone too far.
I will remember that.
What's the name of the famous? What's in Pennsylvania, Casey? The Wawas.
Wawas?
That's sort of the
Wawa.
way. If you hit
Wawa.
the Wawa, you've gone too
The
far.
Wawa, you gone too far. Uh,
Uh, I love it. I love it. I love
So,
it. I
a-
hope the druid abides.
yeah,
I-
the druid. Now, not normally found in the reaching forest, but you could certainly look her up. And I
She's
believe you'll
wearing a
be.
house coat.
No. I mean, I don't even have a house.
Oh.
Uh, hadn't given it that much thought. Again, there was a completely different character in mind when I started that conversation, but we'll come back around to Ruth and flesh that out later on.
God,
Oh,
I hope
good,
so.
because we're gonna, yeah,
I will be seeking Ruth out.
definitely.
love
Chiquito
her.
too. Definitely,
But,
definitely wants to talk to Ruth.
As you move away from Ruth the Druid and her walking trees, you head further north into the Reaching Wood. It's another 2-3 hours of reasonably uneventful travel. You do see gnolls out in the woods. You're able to avoid them fairly easily just by staying clear. You can hear them in the distance. They're not subtle at all. And they are, a bit on the rampage. But then the gnolls start to thin out, and the woods actually grow unhealthily thick. It seems as though the growth of the woods has become exaggerated very recently. A lot of the brambles and thorns have grown up to unsustainable sizes. They're going to shade themselves out too quickly. So if you can imagine a giant spring of growth that then is going to die out and turn all bristle and nasty fairly soon. You're also seeing a lot of spider webs about. A reasonable size to start with, and then it gets, Chiquito friend thickness. So giant spiders are in the area. Fortunately, they seem to show no interest in you, being friends of the forest as you are.
I give him a wink.
Ah.
And a thumbs
Nice.
up.
And carry on moving forward. You can see them. They're lurking in the trees, and they do look like the type that would put a wicked hurt on somebody. But just let you pass. You continue on, and
So are they your friends?
I guess they're all our friends. I mean, they're good-looking specimens right there.
they are,
Good-looking. It's a nice little family they got there. We don't want to mess with them.
yeah, thousands and thousands of brothers and sisters all circled about.
I mean, that's an armory right there. Just, I don't know, we're not gonna put them into harm's way, but wow,
Now,
beautiful.
the spiders you're reasonably good with. And then you notice a couple of footprints on the ground that aren't quite spider-like. There are ettercap about. Now, ettercap are the humanoid-like spider things. And you know that those are not creatures of the forest. They're not of the natural order. You think you could maybe try to set up an ambush for them. You could try and sneak past. The spiders, normally obedient to the ettercaps, would probably not alert them, but it might be tricky to get all 5 of you through the area without the ettercaps catching on. Is that something you would try, or would you go for the combat route?
I personally say we try to avoid a fight at all costs and try to get down as quick as we can.
I agree. Well, that
I
is
am
the weirdest
also.
looking ettercap
I
I've
remember
ever
them
seen.
from a different campaign,
Different
and I hate
campaign.
them so much.
I've never seen them that fat.
This is a little bit of a weird rendition. That's not the one that I normally think of, but it gets the point across. Big, vaguely spidery humanoid.
It's an interesting
Yeah.
look.
That is the 5e monster manual drawing of
Yep.
them.
Mhm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the older versions, they were actually a little more spidery.
Right.
They look kind of, yeah.
I went to look up like another version of an Ettercap. Apparently, it is also a software program, and their mascot is like like a router with spider legs.
Somebody's a D&D fan.
Makes you
And
wonder what the Ettercap does.
So,
We will repair your modem.
so as you move through this webbed forest, you're pretty sure the spiders aren't going to give you any trouble as long as they're not disturbed. But those ettercaps, if they notice you, very well might. Sneaky past, and if you trip the spider web alert system, they might get a little bit of more of a surprise to you. Attack them, you might get some surprise to them. Sneak past successfully, you might not have to bother with them at all. What would you like to try?
let's try not to bother with them. We may have to on the way back, but I'd rather do that.
Everybody,
That's
go ahead.
That's Rob's point of view. Sorry, that's just.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a stealth set for the party. We're going to take the average of the stealth rolls, and let's see here.
Bad one out of the way first.
I mean, you could. Amron, you've called that very well.
I'm gonna just boop myself if that's okay.
Sure, you can give yourself a boop on the way through.
Works just to.
Yeah, push it though. Push it up. Push it up.
Let's kind of move up that average a bit.
Yep.
All
So-
right, 19.
So that is
It moved up.
It did go up a fourth or fifth.
18 plus 1 is 72 for the total.
Hmm.
Divide that by 5 is 14.4, I think I come up with, which is 1 higher than the 13 you needed. Congratulations. You make it past the Ettercap. And where that leaves us is where we're kind of going to bring this evening to a close. You make it through the encircling area of spider webs, Ettercaps, and other such things. And it opens onto a pool of water with a waterfall falling down upon it. You're fairly certain this is the area that the green dragon has taken over as its temporary lair. Through the waterfall, you can see that there is a cave. There's a hollow behind it. And that's where we'll give everybody a second or two to think over, come up with anything that they might want to do before they assault a dragon's lair, even a temporary one, because that could be an adventuresome thing to do. Congratulations, party. You have identified a problem. You are on track of potentially one of the green worm speaker masks. We have not heard any bad news about the young Miss Oaks. And you have called in reinforcements, remembering that you do have contacts in high places. So the high riders are starting to extend their defenses to the reaching wood. We know there's some trouble down in Greenest that we'll be looking at next week. And is there anything, as we get ready to close out here, that anybody would like to shout out to the folks at home?
Yow!
Yow!
I don't know.
We need a mitzvah.
I love Jeruth.
L'chaim.
Chaim!
Thank you,
We
sweetheart.
need a mitzvah.
So much fun, Rove. Enjoy it. I'll try to drink more water so I don't get the trots. The green apple two steps, sweetheart.
I do feel compelled to be like, I'm Jewish. Like,
We wouldn't be doing this if you weren't Jewish.
but I don't know if everybody watching knows. So,
It's I don't even know that you need that one.
yeah.
Because I know a lot of Ruths. So
Yeah.
Well,
But before I step, but when you say mikvah, mitzvah, etc., I just want to be careful.
gotcha.
that a mikvah is different.
Yeah. No, I know what it is.
I will get that wrong 6 times over, but I will appreciate those who correct me. So thanks everybody. Thanks there, Zytech2K2, and for the folks who jumped into the raid there. We'll be back next week on Wednesday. I believe we will have a little break in our streaming sessions for the next day or two before we come back, as we've got a little bit of vacation going. But we do have some community campaigns coming up, so you can hop in and play with us as we go through Temple of Elemental Evil. We've got our Tyranny game that's happening on Wednesdays. That was this one right here. We've got look at the schedule. I'm gonna get them all wrong. It's late for me now.
We're giving Call of Cthulhu a miss this week.
Call of Cthulhu is on the skip run this week. So
Is that
What?
is that what we decided?
I know Corey put something in there, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
okay, cool. So we'll follow up from there. Also in the channel, I know we've got a Valheim server up. I believe there's a Minecraft server up. There has been some Dark Alliance, which I did just pick up myself, and while a little bit twitchy weird, it seems like it'll be fun to play with folks. So there we go. Cool. Thanks everybody. We're gonna hit the stop streaming button as soon as I can find it. And good night, all.
Thank
Good
you.
night.